What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Thursday night, and it's time for the Hell in a Cell predictions. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get wet, brother. Here we are live for Out of Nowhere on a Thursday night, as it's been our new home for a while now. How's everybody feeling in the chat? Are you wet? Let me get everything sweaty for you. We got Jake DeMarco in the house, fresh off of doing heroin. It's unbelievable. We got a big change to the match, or what are they pulling? Maybe they're pulling what they pulled last time, which is, oh, the match is, whoa, wait, oh my God, wait a second, wait a minute.
Let's get gay, let's get gay. I want that gay in my face. I want that gay. Let's get gay.
Whoa!
It's a party with the gays. I love gays. I love gays. I want gays. I'm not straight. I want gay, 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 gay. I want that gay up in my face.
It's Gay Pride Month.
Let's get so gay. Let's get so gay. And I love gays in my face.
Well, time to start the show off with a bang. It's my motherfucking birthday. Just wanted to show some love and say I was born on this day in good ole 69. Let's go.
Let's
Much
go.
love, Joe, Jake, and chat.
I was gonna say we're gonna be partying for your birthday. I didn't know that I was gonna get a birthday present, though. This is weird.
Happy fucking birthday. I already told everybody before in chat it was your birthday, so.
But I'm
when Joe was
surprised.
streaming earlier.
I'm surprised that I got a birthday present. I didn't know we were gonna get something.
I know.
This is weird.
Look at that.
It's Shell's birthday,
She's
and we
sharing
get a
the
birthday.
love. Let's get sexy, baby.
Oh my God, Shell with the birthday bomb, and the one I like too. Let's get weird, brother. That's the donation I like. Before Hell in a Cell.
That's right. She wanted to get gay with it. I'm happy.
She
WWE's
wanted to
getting
get
gay
gay
with
with
it by switching things up, apparently. False advertisement galore. Let's see what happens tomorrow now, because God forbid they don't go face-to-face with AEW when they plan a cage match the same night.
Well, you know, the weird thing about this, and shout out to the Slam Pigs. The Slam Pigs are...
Slam Pigs, yeah.
Yeah, well, now not only Sith Negan is a Slam Pig on Patreon, but Cody Mastro went and became a Slam... We're not talking about his girl, we're talking about him. Became a Slam Pig as well. Oh, yeah, him.
The ultimate Slam Pig. I am so excited that he joined that tier. The upper echelon of Patreon members.
I am deeply excited, like down in the cockles. Like, no doubt about it.
I am very excited as well. And happy birthday again, show. I hope you're feeling well. That rhymes, so.
Yeah, I like how you did it. This is the question here is, though, are they going to do what they did last time, which is, okay, we say this, but then the match still happens at, which is so stupid, but that's what they did last time. If they do that exact thing again, that's just sad. But if something's planned here that's actually is up, and we heard Vince is starting to finally, whatever, who knows. I don't know. It's weird a little bit to do it again. They just did it 3 months ago? They did the same thing?
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't remember. I'm sure you don't. Maybe nobody does, but do you remember who it was with and why and what the hell what they were doing?
I don't recall offhand. I'm sure the chat will remember. It would probably come to me eventually.
It was another match, and I just don't remember now what it was, but it was like the match. They were like, now the match is going to take place on SmackDown. And then
it was a big too,
and we even predicted that. We're like, oh, it's going to be a DQ, and then it will be a pay-per-view. They'll still have it. And then they did it, and now they're doing this again. So is it the same thing again?
I don't think they're going to repeat the match on Sunday again, though. I mean, Ray's already one half of the tag team champions, which is bad having the tag champ take on the WWE Universal Champion in a singles match in Hell in a Cell. The story's okay, but Roman's going to win. He just destroyed both of them, taking on them both with kendo sticks the other day. He yeeted Dominic. I mean, it was a great shot. He hit the crash pad, but yeeted Dominic and destroyed Ray within an inch of his life before. So what's the threat? There's no one that can take down Roman right now. That's the issue.
Right.
It's very compelling with the story with Jimmy and Jay and all the family drama. That's great. And Roman's put on some of the best matches of his career as a heel. No doubt about it. But it's the drama aspect that's keeping us entertained and going right now. I mean, I'm still stuck on the week before. It's like, oh, I'm Jay. Does it matter? Oh my God, that was heartbreaking. That was so well done. But is there any reason to pay attention to any of it at this point? Because, Roman's going to keep retaining, and he's bringing up The Rock and John Cena at the same time. He's mentioning, triple threat matches and all these different things. Something big's going to happen for SummerSlam. Stephanie McMahon said today, just be prepared that we're going to have big surprises for SummerSlam. But Hell in a Cell is Sunday. Focus on this for now. You only have 5 advertised matches for Sunday as of right now. Okay, so that's about a 2.5-hour pay-per-view. I'm fine with that. Get in, get out. I like the shorter ones. But now you just cut your main event off entirely. So you have 4 matches, 2 of which I argue the audience barely gives a damn about.
Yeah,
So what are they doing? Yeah, Cena's definitely returning. We know he's definitely coming back. He's coming back as he was signed to promote. WWE got paid a 7-figure deal to promote Suicide Squad. So Cena's coming back regardless of any of his goals, dreams, aspirations, whatever the hell you want to call it. He was on his way back for money.
The question is, this is so logical, right?
Because Fast 9.
We have
promote Fast 9.
We have people are like, oh, Cena's going to come back heel. He's not, because the problem is we have no faces to take on Roman Reigns. So who's a face going up against Roman Reigns? Cena's
There's not even any heels. There's no one.
Right. But
he's beaten everybody. He beat Braun Strowman. He beat The Fiend. He beat, let's see, honestly, when you go through, Kevin Owens, he beat.
But there's no one big enough. There's also just no one big enough to face him. So Cena, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, they're the only 3.
To bring people back.
Right. They have to have these people back.
They have no one here. He beat Cesaro clean. He beat Daniel Bryan. He beat Edge at the same time on top of each other and made a T-shirt out of it. I mean, there's no one that he beat Daniel Bryan again before that. Every time he beat Drew McIntyre. He beat Drew was probably the only one I felt like that was equal footing, and especially because Drew was champion at that time. So it's like, who could, will he beat Roman or will he not? It had that, will he, won't he moment. Who will WWE decide to put over? And they stayed with Roman. But if Drew got moved to SmackDown, I could see Drew taking the title from Roman if it was in front of fans.
Right. Yeah.
They are behind Drew still.
And he's become, and everyone's saying this now. I mean, we've kind of been sort of hinting at this for a little bit, but everyone is saying it. I'm even seeing like dumb people saying it. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre has become Roman Reigns, like the way he was when he was like suffering succotash. Not quite that bad, but very close. Like Drew still pulls off stuff better, but it's like he's very similar to like, oh, just go out there, and it's just like everything he says just boring. Like I don't care. Like stop telling me things. Like please end me. I don't know, man. If you guys want to get updates real quick, make sure you guys are a patron or follow Jake on Twitter at CountdownEnded on Twitter, or follow me on Patreon. You guys can actually follow me for free on Patreon. You may not know that, but if you have the Patreon app.
Yeah, you can sign up for email alerts for free.
You can get email alerts. I tag followers a lot of times. Certainly love to have you as a $1 patron rather than that, but I will take you as a follower for free on Patreon. And it's a great way to stay in touch with us and to sometimes you get some free stuff. Once in a while, a podcast comes out when I give it to everybody, even the followers, once in a while. So, check it out. Plus, there's all kinds of previous stuff you can check out. What do we got? It's Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is...
so Stephanie was speaking to Yahoo Finance, and she says, ever since Ronda Rousey broke my arm, I have a little PTSD. I'm not sure you're going to see me in the ring anytime soon, when she was asked if she's going to wrestle.
Right.
But I guarantee Slam there's going to be a lot of surprises. So did she just mention Rousey to tell the story, or is that a hint as well? Some people are wondering. I don't think we're going to see Ronda return anytime soon, certainly not for SummerSlam, but I do think we are going to definitely get John Cena, The Rock, maybe The Rock would either just show up or there will be something to do with him, but they keep name dropping him, so he's involved in some way. Well, we're going to see Becky Lynch return. That's a big name as well soon. So you got to remember, she's ready to come back at any point. There are many surprises for SummerSlam. Plus, I'm hearing a few other things that, if it's true, I wouldn't want to spoil. But one of the things that you and I were discussing off air the other day about, possible title matches on the Raw side of things might end up happening. So we'll see. If they want to keep bringing movie people back, we'll keep taking them.
Yeah, I mean,
they got to have stars, and if they're not going to build them, then bring them back.
Bring back the stars, baby.
Yeah, I didn't mean Ronda would fight, but she could still show up at SummerSlam or do some type of,
like a run-in sort of thing. Or
no, she's still pregnant. I
was gonna say, what you gonna promote her baby? Hey, I'm promoting my baby.
No, but I'm saying she could talk about WWE and be like, oh, if I could return, that kind of thing.
Right.
But she's not going to be involved. I think it was just talking about why Stephanie won't compete is because Ronda kayfabe injured her.
That's not bad of Stephanie to sell. Might as well sell something if you're not going to compete.
Exactly. So I think people are just looking for Ronda to return when it's not possible. And at least Bobby Lashley is hyping up Hell in a Cell everywhere they're doing for media press. He's saying this Sunday's Hell in a Cell between myself and Drew is going to be one of the best you will ever see. And I hate for them to overhype it, but at this point, it needs it. It really needs that. So he said, with Drew and I just going from our WrestleMania match, it's going to be rough. It's going to be seriously rough. And just putting us in this Hell in a Cell, I can only imagine how my body's going to feel Monday, because I'm going to do whatever it takes to take that title. And I know he's willing to do whatever it takes to take it away from me. It's going to be crazy. And I think as far as where it gets ranked, I think it's going to be up there with one of the best. So I didn't say the best. I like with one of the best. And
it's going to be rough. With no crowd, man, it's going to be so hard for. I mean, it just doesn't look. It is. They don't get hyped.
Thunderdome one,
because they're not going to. They can't get hyped in front of nobody to do anything crazy in a cell. That's one of the biggest things. How are you going to get hyped to do anything wild? Nobody's there. So that's the thing I worry about, is if you were going to do anything, there's no crowd there to get hyped about. But if they were doing Hell in a Cell as a return back, or even if they just returned back and then had a Hell in a Cell match, they'd probably be like, hey man, we're in front of the fans, let's go, let's do something crazy. But
with all the money that they're spending, they need to get $10 million and go to CM Punk's door with just a sack of cash.
Oh God, not again.
What do you think it would cost to get him back? Logically,
$7 million.
Because he always says he would do it for a big bag of money.
More than $5 million, probably $7 million.
I would say $10 million would be his ultimate sweet point.
Oh my God, it's just not worth it at that point.
I don't think it would be.
I mean,
either. Well, I don't know. Actually, if they're paying him $10 million, could they make more than that in profit? I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could recoup $10 million off of just CM Punk alone between merch sales. So yeah, I bet you they absolutely could.
Really? But I don't know, man. You think? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, just in merch alone, I think they could do it. Now that they're going back on the road, that would drive up ticket sales. That would do everything.
How long is he back for? What do you mean?
I would have him return at SummerSlam.
He doesn't want. Oh my God!
For one match at SummerSlam, I would have him destroy Triple H at SummerSlam. Give him that. And then he can come back for Survivor Series to build up whatever story he wants for the main event of WrestleMania.
Oh, man. So if he, I'm
not saying people say he's overrated. I don't necessarily disagree, but I think he would be a worthy draw. I think there's enough fans of both the Attitude Era and the time that CM Punk was around that aren't watching now that would come back thinking that he would be the savior. He was always going to be real. The pipe bombs coming back, these kind of things. And if WWE was smart, they would play up on that.
He sold in 2 years during his hottest time.
Yes, I'm very, very
They sold $5 million worth of T-shirts in his heyday. It was 2 million, 2 years added together. So that's not net. That's net. That's not how much. Well, that's not how much they made. You got to take away to make the shirt. All that stuff.
No doubt.
So they made like $4 million to $3 million on T-shirt sales for him ever. So if he came back,
one contract with coming back, that would be a huge buzz.
man, this would be.
And did $1 million alone in just one Bad Bunny shirt.
You know what the real problem is? Is it drives the price up of other people. Like that. Then
you end up with the Braun Strowman issue where people are getting paid too much, and it was just a. I don't think he'll return. It was just a.
I think what you said. I'm down for what you said. Like 3 years ago, and I'm down.
It's been too long.
I'm also down for what you said in AEW. Like. I would go if it was possible. But we already know the reason why CM Punk is not in AEW is because they didn't offer him enough money, and they couldn't offer him enough money, budget-wise.
Which surprises me because Tony says he wants to stick to a budget, which is good, I guess.
What's that's Jericho getting again? What's he getting? $3 million? 3.5 million, 5 million, something like that. 3.5.
I don't recall.
Somebody in the chat will know. Somebody figure it out. I think Jericho's making 3.5.
It's definitely a lot.
So you'd have to pay. I'm assuming they offered CM Punk like $2 million to $3 million, and he said no. So he's looking for 5.
I don't
6,
even think
7,
they probably
8,
offered
9,
him that
10.
much. I bet you they offered him $2 million.
Mm-hmm. They have to be huge
because that would be D. Welsh is making a valid point. He says they need a big hire for that New York City stadium show. Yeah, because that's going to be a hard show for them to sell out entirely.
Punk didn't look good when he arrived on the Fox show. The ratings weren't so good for him on there.
Because I think that tainted his return power as well. Because people didn't. The initial buzz of him returning, people were like, there was millions of hits on Twitter, like Punk's back, and people didn't understand that it was just for this talk show thing. And then they saw, he's an analyst. I don't want to see that. He's not even going to be there every week. And then when he is there, it's just a few short seconds.
Right.
Fuck this. I don't blame them. So it was just, bittersweet irony. People wanted Punk, but not in the form that they got him.
Right.
And he was content doing these indie movies and making himself happy with comics and stuff like that, which I don't blame him. I've heard similar things with Moxley making around $5 million, but you never know. Somebody said 3.5 with Neo. I've heard different things too, but I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. Still, regardless, I don't think it was offered enough, and that usually is what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's got to be, because he would have said he would have been like, he would have signed up for it. He would have been like, although, no, he could have signed up for it. Yep, he could have. And that's the thing, is he didn't. And so, shout out to the producers, man. $25 producers up on the board there. Thank you guys for being $25 producers and everybody else. Let's go to the donos while we're talking money and pay the bills here. And shout out to Shell. Happy birthday to Shell, everybody. It's Shell's birthday. She started the show with a $69 bomb, which made her want to tickle all your pickles for her birthday. Shit bomb! You become Royal Thomas. Shit bomb. What's up, Royal?
Happy 50th birthday, Tupac.
Oh, shit. It's Tupac's birthday today. Wow, the same day as Shell? Couple of gangsters.
Yeah, really.
Wow,
gangsta.
Dude. Tupac would have been 50. What the hell? Wow, man. Tupac would have been 50. That is wild. 50-year-old Tupac. That just doesn't seem right. Then again, I'm 30. I'm about to be 37. So, and you're about to be 30 something.
34.
Fuck you for being 34. God damn it. What day is your birthday? Isn't your birthday about
September 29th, right after Leah's?
Your birthday's after mine. Yeah, okay. But your daughter's birthday is right before mine.
Day after yours.
Oh, okay.
29th.
Jesus. That's right. I always, dude, I know so many people with my birthday or the day after or the 30th. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So many
she's
people.
She's at 6/29. I'm 9/29.
Yep. And my ex-girlfriend was 6/29. Ex-girlfriend.
XXXX.
Let's drop another dono, see what's up. Thank you to the man, Royal Thomas. Thank you guys for joining me earlier today in my car stream. I had a lot of fun today. It was like a 2-hour stream. It was crazy.
Hey, all come on out and check out the show tomorrow night. Jake stopped by to make me look good again. It's a hard job. Happy birthday, Shell Party Hat. Someone's wife get me a fucking snack.
Get me a snack, baby. Spaz Phoenix podcast. Looking forward to Jake on there tomorrow when he
him and I
gobbles
recorded it
him.
Already talking about the cruiserweight division. So it's a very interesting conversation.
Moxley got $5 million. If that's true, man, they've got fucked. I would have given Moxley like
3.5 and 5. So
oof. I mean, listen, Jericho. I thought Jericho was still the highest paid guy in the company. I didn't know Moxley got more than Jericho. If that's the case, I would have said, well, I mean, and Jericho probably isn't offended by it because he's like,
what's my name?
Duncachino.
It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
I wonder how much of the card will get torn up before the PPV on Sunday. Guaranteed that the 5 matches advertised only half probably even happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Soundwave 92. Thanks for the $5. Yeah, I don't know. And I think that, we've heard the rumors that Vince is upset. Vince sees what's going on. And it's like, unfortunately, you hear those rumors and you just can't help but roll your eyes because there's been so many other times where Vince comes out and says he hears that. He go like we all know this. So it's like,
according to Sports Lister, he's making $6 million each year. Jon Moxley, he's the highest paid AEW wrestler, earning an annual salary of $6 million. Jon Moxley signed a 3-year deal initially with AEW and Tony Khan with the option to leave after the first year. When leaving WWE, he needed to heal his body and brain. So he wanted to make sure he can have that out when there was after a year of his contract if he didn't like it.
Well, it also makes sense because
2 websites here reportedly say $6 million and a 1-year out opt clause.
I saw people in the chat saying earlier, like, well, won't that piss Jericho off? And I said, well, I don't think so because I think Jericho feels I don't mind if Moxley makes more money than me because he hasn't made his money really. I've made my money in this business. Moxley's new. Let this guy get paid. He needs to have money, for his family and whatever. So I'm sure Jericho doesn't mind. I almost
want to say Moxley was more of a draw for the wrestling fans that they needed.
Maybe to get some of the conversion of WWE.
Yeah, that to get the broader appeal of people that weren't going to initially watch AEW. They weren't the already Young Buck fans. They were just WWE fans. And like, I love the Shield and I miss Dean Ambrose. He was my guy. And a lot of people did that. And they followed him. They saw him come out wobbling and bobbling in the Mox, outfit and looking like a outdated plumber. And he kicks so much ass. And it was just like, oh, I got to see this. This is badass. He's roughing people up and throwing people off of poker chips.
Well, you'll never forget the, I mean, I'll be honest. Listen, sometimes when you try to recreate things or when you try to do things, they don't work out too well. And again, it is a B moment, but Moxley showing up in AEW with that call from JR, being like, what the hell? What the hell? Jon Moxley's here. Like, that was exciting. And it was very reminiscent of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash showing up in WCW. Very similar. That's kind of what they were going for. But it actually worked. It didn't make you roll your eyes, and it's one of JR's best calls in the company. Moxley arrives AEW. Like, let's just pull it up real quick because it's so good. Yeah. Here it is.
So good. And Moxley.
Listen to this. JR goes, "Hey!"
I was surprised he didn't know about it.
Hey! Whoa! What the hell? Good God Almighty! The roof just came off. Jon Moxley.
Listen to the crowd.
I don't think he's here to say thanks.
That is a
crowd went insane.
That's a
and
huge
Luke
thing.
Right? People forget how over Dean Ambrose was, especially in a singles run as WWE champion too. Like, that's when he started to fall off, really, when he had the title. But up until that point, people loved his stupid antics and Mitch the Potted Plant and all of those things. And today, Renee let us know, his wife, that they officially welcomed their baby girl, Nora. So congratulations to them.
Hora?
Nora is here.
Oh, Nora. Oh, my God. I was like, what? Oh, my God. Nora. Jesus Christ, dude. I was like, what?
Yeah, imagine.
I'm a sicko. Congratulations to them, man. Renee Young, Dean, Jon Moxley. But yeah, dude, great stuff so far with them coming over. Mark Henry and the Big Show, Paul White there are good background helper guys, right? More office guys, I guess, to be in the back. Plus they can talk. I don't think they add too much vocally as far as I mean, Mark Henry's shitting on everything. It's just
He
so
is.
weird.
He's constantly shooting everything, not just on Busted Open either, like personally on Twitter. And then I still wonder if that's why Leo Rush retired. I just
No,
can't get
I think
over
it's the injury. I think he was like, oh, fuck.
Do you? Yeah, I just because it was so weird. Like I get into AEW, it's like, oh, I'll finish with New Japan, but everything else, I'm done.
I mean, shit, man. I mean, maybe did he have a clause?
Because they had Mark Henry that day be announced that no one knew that Mark Henry was joining. So Leo Rush debuts and Mark Henry debuts a few hours after him, and he's like, shit, you were gonna sue me. You're here. I don't want any problems. I'm done. And he just got injured as well. So like that was just like the nail in the coffin.
He should have gone in the back and slapped him. Like, you know what? I mean, he's a piece of shit anyway, right? So Leo Rush. So might as well
Some people say.
back.
I mean, he had heat and issues because he didn't want to, carry bags and whatnot. But there was times that I didn't blame him because his biggest gripe was like, I'm doing all this extra media. You move me to the main roster, but you won't let me wrestle, and I can't afford the rental cars and the hotel stays to go everywhere with what you're paying me.
Right.
And then you want me to carry other people's bags when I can't even afford my own for my family. So I understood his point there. And people said he was disrespectful. And then he made the stupid tweet about when Emma was let go. She had that match with Asuka, and he was like, oh, you're not ready for Asuka when she got fired. So that was a really bad look.
Emelina. Remember when you did that? You cracked me up with it. Remember that? That was fucking hilarious. That was like 4 years, it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
4 years ago, actually, yeah.
Jesus.
Why do you guys think WWE is having Roman and Rey on SmackDown and not on Sunday? So they have something big planned for Sunday is the only thing I can think of, but can never give WWE benefit of doubt.
Well, let's go.
I really just think it's the MMA match between Jake Hager and Wardlow. They're having an MMA cage match, MMA rules. Hager saying no one is coming to save you, and Hager has real experience with a winning record in Bellator. And Wardlow can't be underestimated either. So everyone in the UFC type scene is not clamoring, but interested in this. There's intrigue. There's people talking about it. How is this going to work out? Is this actually going to be a shoot, or is this going to be a scripted work?
It's weird counter programming.
Yeah, so people don't know. So I think it's just strictly them trying to steal, even though it's not at the same time. I think they want the focus on them. What's bigger than a Hell in a Cell match? Nothing. Right. It's supposed to be like the biggest match in WWE. Usually the feud ender and all that. And now it's Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns, heel Roman, and it's supposed to be, and that's on SmackDown for free. That on cable or non-cable on network TV. That's a big deal. It should be, but really, it's not. Sadly,
it's just like. But unfortunately, Duarte. Was that Duarte? Yeah, Duarte. Listen, man. Last time. Like we said, oh no, that was DeMonte. What up, DeMonte? DeMonte, like the thing is, like we said, they did this before. And then they just redid the match again that Sunday. So this really reeks of that too. That they're just going to redo it again on Sunday anyway. So this is just counter programming. Like, oh my God, we got to do something because now AEW is doing this and we're supposed to have our cell thing. This would be like.
Wasn't planned because then they would have announced this last week and built it up even longer.
Right.
The night before. They go ahead and they're like, yeah, all right, crap, we need something.
We find out about Hager, and now all of a sudden WWE announces this. So this is just, dude, this is straight up counter programming. So count on Reigns and Mysterio to still take place on Sunday. That's just most likely.
I'm sure it might, but I don't think it will. I think they're going to have it and then do something else without Roman on Sunday.
Wow. I mean...
Because don't they already have?
Why not just have? Well, what about Roman and Dominic on Sunday then? They could just switch it out, couldn't they?
They could, but
I mean, because you got to have Roman, I would think.
The Hell in a Cell match was between Drew and Lashley, and then the other one was Roman and Rey. But I can see them just being like, oh, we'll just have Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair be in a Hell in a Cell and still have two.
Uh-huh.
And that'll go ahead and allow them to just have the same 4 matches already booked, 5 minus the one they have on SmackDown now, and just put one of the women's matches either Bianca's match versus Bayley or Rhea Ripley and Charlotte in the Hell in a Cell, since neither women is getting a Hell in a Cell match. So I think they'll just go ahead and turn one of the women's match into a Hell in a Cell match.
Wait a minute. Which women's match do you think will get turned into a Hell in a Cell?
Probably Rhea Ripley and Charlotte.
Huh. Man, that will really make Hell in a Cell just suck. It sounds like it's gonna suck anyway, unless there's a big surprise. That's
because
why.
Besides that, the only other Hell in a Cell match is Drew and Lashley, and I'm not exactly super excited for that one.
This is rough.
Well, while we're discussing this, we might as well get into the predictions.
Yeah, let's go. Let's head over there. Let me drop a dono real quick and get these. Let's see here. Well, this is Judham Mahan Debarma. Whatever, man. That's a huge name. I like, hello. How are you? I butchered your name. I'm sorry. I failed school. Let's just be honest. Whoa.
I'm calling you that you were banned for life to make another account.
Oh,
goodbye.
Thank you. Jesus.
I am calling back telling you we need your social. Pranked.
Thank you, Twitter support. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad you guys caught me again. I simply asked the question, Jake. I asked the question, what is the color on the rainbow flag, on the pride flag? What is the color for mentally ill? That's all I said on Twitter. What's the color for mentally ill? And then somebody said it's orange, and I said thank you. And then Twitter banned me the next day for asking what color.
You hateful son of a bitch. Making
Hilarious.
fun of the colors.
Now I can't get a hold of EC3 to figure out what we were gonna do. I have no idea. But hey, what are you going to do, man? Fuck it anyway. Follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. Hey, listen, I hit 36,000 followers on Twitter at one time. I'll just take that award to the bed.
That's right.
You'll never beat my 36,000. You ain't never going to beat my 36,000. Well, some people might, but not a lot of people.
I won't, but I have more than you.
You do, yeah. Well, everybody does now. Now I'm 0.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not doing. I don't know if I'll ever do another. I don't. It's just too much.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah. Follow me on my other things. I just couldn't help myself. I watched the Nickelodeon Pride video, and I said I just asked what color is mentally challenged. What's that category? And they told me it's orange. But Twitter didn't like that. And I literally learned something. That's what blows me away is I learned something. That's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to learn things. I learned something.
Like this is a work or you're joking. No, you showed me the email that they sent you, and I can legitimately promise people that Twitter's permanently suspended your account for you tweeting out, asking in a reply to said, thing you were discussing, what is the color for mentally challenged individuals? Like, it wasn't even like, you didn't say, the R word, or there was no slurs. There was nothing improperly spelled either. Like, it wasn't a joke. And then people replied saying, it's orange. And you said, oh, thank you. And that was literally the entire thread. And that was what they said was targeted harassment, hate speech, and violated their terms of service.
Hilarious. I mean, I am permanent banned, so they were like, we figured it out, so that might have been part of it. But
they would have taken you down anyways for having a new account, since you can't have one if you're
hilarious.
You're banned anyways. But
I can get another one if I want.
Of all
I just
things
don't
to get taken down for, my God.
I know, of all the things, dude. That was just. I mean, it's up there. It's up there with MTV Hates White People. It's close. I think this one may be funnier. I don't know. Like, what color is for mentally ill? Orange. Oh, thanks. Band. This might be funnier. I don't know which one is funnier, but they're close. Here's another
shit
dono.
bomb.
Nick. Oh,
you
shit.
become
Nick Grasso.
a shit bomb.
What's up, Nick?
Roman versus Ray is happening tomorrow instead.
Yes, yeah, we've been talking about that. It's happening tomorrow, but they did this before, and then the match still happened Sunday. They did a DQ. I don't know how they're going to DQ a cell. I mean, they did do that once.
It was. Oh Jesus, I don't remember what it was.
Wasn't
yeah,
Bray
you
Wyatt?
are right.
The Fiend is technically a DQ, right, or a stoppage?
Yeah, but it It was something like that, and then they had the match anyways. So,
well, I mean, what was it, 4 weeks ago? It wasn't that long ago. I mean,
it wasn't that long ago. But
look it up, guys.
was,
It's probably in fact,
it was after the Rumble.
I bet you it's in our go home to whatever the last go home thing was for WWE. It's probably in whatever the last go home show or prediction show, if we did one.
Yeah. I didn't want to miss this show today, and I was really, really nauseous and vomiting, so I'm extremely high to be here. So unfortunately, my memory
if you ever got to go, just let me know if you got to go, whenever you got to go.
I'm good, but I'm just saying, unfortunately, I hate having to smoke at times, but it's the only thing that...
No, I like when you smoke, because I appear smarter then.
Exactly. Now you know it all, and I can't remember shit.
Good. I like this.
So getting to Hell in a Cell, we have the epitome of wishing we were all in hell when we go ahead and have Shayna Baszler taking on Alexa Bliss. Now, when I was speaking to a few different sources that were pretty spot on about everything about Samoa Joe, you know, they've been good about things recently. This was originally planned as a life-size incarnation of the Lily doll to take on Shayna Baszler, whether that be Alexa Bliss in like a Lily mask, or we didn't know what the plan was going to be specifically. For whatever reason, they changed their mind last second after, I think it was from the reaction of everyone saying that was the literal worst ending to Raw of all time, with Shayna Baszler breaking that mirror and acting afraid of a doll that was not there. So, I mean, how many people were, I was literally embarrassed to admit that I was watching Raw at that point in time. That's how disgraceful it was. That ending was such horrific trash that never should have existed whatsoever. And they ruined the everything that Bray Wyatt built with the Fiend character. They buried that. Then they gave it to Alexa. They ruined it even more than we thought possible. Shayna was this badass that was a legit ass whooper, and now they make her look pathetic, weak, and she has taken the pinfall every time in every match or tag match. She went from unbeatable to constantly on her back getting pinned. It's this whole thing is oh, she was hard as nails, and now she's feuding with an inanimate object, a frigging doll, the Annabelle of the WWE universe.
Yeah, that was enraging, that ending, and then the fact that they didn't mention it. I mean, but also I get why they didn't, but still, what?
Now they took Lily out of it, but this match is
time.
still happening. All they did was remove the doll, so now it's Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. Well, and they had Alexa have a match.
We know who's getting
week.
punished. You know who's getting punished for this. Shayna's done.
Yeah. Shayna's done for. So Alexa will win, and then I imagine Alexa's going to be going for the title with probably Rhea Ripley next, or whoever's holding the gold. Could be Charlotte.
This could be the end for Shayna, because I think they gave her a main event highlighted spot. Like, here we go, and Vince is going to be like, "It's your fault. This didn't work." And she, by the way, she was terrible at acting, but I mean, look what she was doing.
But she shouldn't have been put in that position to act.
I agree.
That's not. That's just, that would be like me telling you to sing opera. It's just not, it's not your range. It's not what you're good at. You have a certain style. Everyone has things that they're good at.
Sorry.
Now I'm impressed. Never mind. I take that back. You can do everything.
Damn. No,
you as the Phantom next.
What was that, dude? I don't know, dude.
Really, God damn it, she's done.
You're done,
Alexa's gonna beat the crap out of Shayna here, probably with some type of possessed Reginald. Because remember the other day she had Reginald in a trance and he was not all there. So I think that's going to play into this stupid feud. Reginald will somehow distract or interject himself in some way, shape, or form. And to let you know, this has been reported quite a few times, but Vince is allegedly, according to Fightful now as well, very entertained and high on Reginald. From his presentation to his delivery and his skill set in the ring, whatever he's doing, Vince McMahon loves Reginald.
Wants to gobble his dick hole.
So the guy that can do flips but can't wrestle is the one that Vince loves.
That's
the
so
Cirque
weird.
du Soleil, oh God, that's what we're stuck with at this point. So that's why we're going to see Reginald. That's why we saw Reginald on both shows with the tag women, the tag titles for the women's division. And what I thought, it doesn't even seem like this would be anything in Vince's wheelhouse, but apparently he remains in Vince's favor regularly because we see him featured all the time, and Vince just is totally captivated and enamored by him. He thinks it's hilarious.
You know why, too? He reminds him of Little Richard. Vince loves Little Richard and that type of shit.
That's true.
He reminds
you're
him,
right, and he likes to laugh. So
he's
Vince
a
has
showman.
that type of sense of humor.
He loves dancing. Reginald, it's got to be. I mean, that's got to be it. You know, Vince loves that shit. He loves the shuck and jive. It's. Oh, you remind me of. You could really get down like Little Richard, like and all that type of stuff. You know, he just loves that shit. That is so sad, and it's so true. You are like, this is shit. Wow, bomb! That might be a true. Become rumor, maybe
a shit bomb.
I'm scared to watch Hell in a Cell TBH. I don't want to kill my brain cells even more.
I know. Listen. How much
further do you want me to dox you?
How much further do you want me to dox you? Cody Mastro, thanks for the $4.99, my friend. And Cody, thanks for being a $25 producer like all these other guys, but then going to the $100 a month producer and joining Sith Negan as a slam pig. Thank you.
You become
$100 a month. Slam pigs.
You guys think an IC title match will get added?
No. I mean, I would add an IC title match. I would love to add the IC title to almost everything all the time. But we know that they treat the IC belt like a turd nugget. And of course, the new belt looks like fucking wrong. I love the new belt itself. Don't love it as the IC title. Like the belt, not as the IC title. Make that belt like the light heavyweight title, and I'm down. If there was one, but there isn't.
But see, here's the problem. Who's the champ right now? Big E, correct?
I'm the champion, and I'm defending it this Saturday on Monetize This for all you idiots who watched my car stream earlier today, and you're going to find out exactly what it's like when I fucking emasculate Cody in front of his fucking redheaded whore, okay? And everybody else finds out what's going down when Drew's meat lips returns and he finds out he can't fucking win either. Nobody's going to win. Really mysterious, you Canadian cuck. I'm taking you out too. Anybody else who wants to step up to the plate, former friends, former co-hosts, top YouTubers, top celebrities, people's girlfriends, people's mothers, people's dogs, people's cats, go ahead and bring it all. Bring mommy's credit card to the party. You're still not going to take my Monetize This championship Saturday night live right here on the Joe Cronin Show at 10:30 p.m. Come on. You ain't got it. You ain't got it, bitch. I'm going to tear your out of nowhere championship up and feed it to your fucking daughter, Jake. All right. I'm sorry. Let's go back
to... This comes on the heels of it being reported that Vince is also having a new rule and banning all cold matches. No match or anything will occur just for the sake of seeing two wrestlers compete head-to-head. And this new ruling explains why Jeff Hardy put his career on the line to face Cedric Alexander. So it makes sense. When you think back to Raw, every single match they had a purpose for existing.
That's a good point. Wait, say that again? Wait, did I hear that right? Wait, read that.
Yeah, he's saying that he no longer wants to have any match, just two people out there to just compete. Every match has to have a purpose, basically.
Well,
no cold matches.
Well, see, I think
it's a great idea.
But he's got a problem. Wait, are you talking about Vince?
Yeah, this is Vince's new
But he's got a problem
with
this. He's got a problem with this. The reason why he has a problem here is because, listen, you can have cold matches, but the problem isn't the cold matches. The problem is two people having fucking 6 matches on Raw for fucking 3 months or 2, whatever the fuck. The problem is 2 guys having 3 matches on Raw before they have the pay-per-view match. That's the problem. So now you're going to get more of that? Because feud starts, they have match, they continue feud to have matches, and instead we won't get random matchups that could trigger the idea.
Still not storylines. It's not considered storylines. He doesn't care because the Cedric and Jeff thing wasn't a storyline. It was just a quick little like, hey, this will happen if I lose. Quick stipulation. That's it. So it gives a reason to justify the match happening. And even Drew and AJ, they somehow were trying to explain as Drew needed to beat AJ to prove that he could take out Lashley. And then we got the non-finish anyhow. So that was what he was building towards. But that was the point of the promos all night. So I could see this being legitimate, but you know, D-Walsh was letting us know that before. Unfortunately, it's just Hell in a Cell is suffering for it. And what's the
Oh
point
my
of the
God,
pay-per-view?
Gorilla! I forgot about that. I'm sorry, Gorilla just brought up the 2 out of 3 falls. Do you remember? I can't even believe that they actually tried that.
3 falls rule. Yep.
We actually
because
tried
they didn't
that.
want to have any matches take place during commercial break. Remember how stupid that was?
Oh my God, dude! I can't even believe we saw that happen. And we said at the
they
time
no
we
longer
couldn't
wanted
believe we were
matches
seeing it.
broken up by commercials. So they had 2 out of 3 falls just so there would be no commercials during the match. It would be in between each fall.
That is so funny. I forgot. I can't believe that. Instead of just being like, hey, let's plan the commercials out better. Fucking idiot. That was, I mean, I give them credit for trying something, but
it's the wrong
that's
something,
the,
though.
That's the wrong reason to do it, yeah.
To try the wrong something. They try something, so you're like, at least they're trying, but it's always the wrong something.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a big deal out of SmackDown and have counter-programming, but don't do a Hell in a Cell match when your pay-per-view Sunday is Hell in a Cell, so what's the point of watching Sunday now? For me, the only thing I was looking forward to usually is the Roman Reigns part of your pay-per-views.
Right.
Unless you can switch us again and do the match and end it in a dusty finish so we have more fuckery to complain about that no one wants to see, that everybody's exhausted with. Every now and again, yes, you can do that. You can have a non-finish. But when it happens multiple times a night in every single show, every single week, it's exhausting. We don't want to see countouts, DQs, interference, all this nonsense day in, day out. It doesn't work. It takes away from storylines, and it's just overbearing at this point because it's constantly happening. It makes it feel not special or like an attraction or like something that actually matters. It's just expected to happen at this point. You expect the match not to have a clean finish, and that's bad to have those expectations. So now we have Hell in a Cell Sunday. Why tune in if they're going to give us the Roman Reigns match that most people are looking forward to?
Right.
SmackDown is your top show. It's beating Raw.
You're right.
So why give this for free when you're trying to have it on Sunday?
Because they've got to be doing this.
It's got to be a swerve thing, but then you're just pissing off your audience, and now they're going to say, "Fuck it, I'm not tuning in because I tuned in to watch it here,
but
and you fucked me."
But they're
going to get frustrated.
But why not just, like I said, Dominic? He beats up Ray.
That would be great.
Now Dominic goes, "I want to face you at Hell in a Cell." Or whatever, or like, I'll face you at Hell in a Cell, or like Roman's like, what, you want some little man or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I want you at Hell in a Cell. And he's like, you got it, or whatever, I'll kill you too, whatever. That's a big mistake, whatever. So now you've got Dominic at Hell in a Cell with Roman. I mean, that just to me is the logical way they're going to go about it. If not Ray,
Dominic, then Ray.
Well, otherwise the Usos will get in and jump, and then the whole thing will go to hell. And for some, and of course they'll wave it off.
In the story,
right?
Purpose.
Right. So why does it make sense if they do that and then they just do it again Sunday? I don't get it. This time it's reinforced.
Exactly. You're trying to make it work, but even then it falls to the wayside. So you go from family to men to monsters to just nonsense. Like, that's what they turn this into. It just makes it feel ineffective.
Yo, dumbass. I don't know. It is kind of a weird thing. Let's go to the donations.
Duncachino? Don't mind if I do. What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Shania versus a life-sized Lily doll is the definition of burial. I hope Shania demands a release. I wouldn't wrestle ever again after that kind of match.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm somebody who hasn't been big on Shayna Baszler, but she really has had. I've really enjoyed how Shayna wrestles different. She has that MMA style that I actually like. I normally don't like people like this, but I like that Shayna.
No, you're not a fan of it, but she did it well.
Her style is so different. I love it. And I love that she adds a different style than a lot of the other women do, the same little soft drop kicks and clotheslines, and they look bad. And I love that Shayna has this brutality about her that's different. And
she looked believable. Every one of her moves looked hurt, but apparently they were very, pulled punches and everything was safe and didn't hurt anybody, unlike Nia. So
yeah, she was like female Brock Lesnar. I mean, and kind of like Ronda Rousey, I mean, Ronda was like that too, I guess. Ronda was different though. Ronda had this like kind of this different style almost, like more athletic. I don't know, like more what would you call it? I don't know. She was more charismatic in the ring, whereas Shayna's more brutal, like actual just brutal, like brute-like. Whereas Ronda appeared to be very dangerous, but she did sort of some things that it's just different. It's a different. It's the same kind of style.
It was her charisma that shone through.
Like like I can really get behind Shayna, Ronda, and then maybe a couple other women, and they could have a great chemistry there. Then, so and Ronda was fun on the mic because she would get on the mic and just fucking go crazy. And it sounded more real than some other things. It also sounded weird and cringy at times. But
how long was Shayna champ for in NXT? Luke Rojas will know this.
6 months, 8 months, 6 months,
2 years.
What?
She held that belt for I think altogether her 2 title reigns was like 2 years.
Holy shit! I didn't think
of
that.
A long ass reign and another long ass reign, and then Rhea Ripley took it from her. Just as she went to the main roster.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was thinking 8 months at tops.
She had that for a long time. Luke will put it in the chat for us, but he's great with dates and numbers like that. But yeah, she held it for ages. And no, yeah. I don't. T. Welsh said, "What if Ray turns on Dominic or vice versa?" That won't happen because they're tag champs together. They need them to work still,
right?
And turn on each other at this point. Ray's fighting in this for his son, in his son's honor because his son got beat.
Exactly. Yeah, and that could happen. Something weird is going to happen. Roman, I got to believe Roman is still having a match Sunday. Now, the ultimate surprise or the ultimate thing to happen would be that Roman now beats up Dominic on Sunday, and then Ray comes out, and the Usos and Roman beat the shit out of Ray and Dominic in the middle of the ring. And people ask, why is this match happening? Why are they setting up Ray and Dominic? And to me, it's to get sympathy and sacrifice for a bigger savior or pop. So I wouldn't be surprised if something big or somebody big were to come in at Hell in a Cell. And many people would say, but Joe, there's no crowd. Why would you do that now? And maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they'll do it.
I think they're waiting for the SmackDown
with the fans
when it comes back to bring out like a Cena as a savior, and they're just in a holding pattern. It seems like till they get to the fans, but we're not gonna. I keep we're still in predictions, but I'll talk about it briefly. I mean, really, we keep hearing that plans are that no titles are expected to change hands Sunday. Doesn't mean we can't have our own predictions, but this is from Cage Side Seats. They're saying that they're hearing no titles are changing hands at all whatsoever.
Not surprised.
And they said, I can confirm after speaking with multiple sources, Roman Reigns versus John Cena is the targeted main event at this moment of SummerSlam.
There you go. And then The Rock will be Survivor Series.
The Rock is trying to have his name brought up. They're trying to bring up his name now to get more buzz generated, thus Roman's tweet and interview and all of those things we mentioned earlier.
Make it seem like Rock now, then it's Cena, and then Rock shows up. It makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
And then he says, well, he mentions both of them saying that no one would want to return to take me on. They're fools if they do, because look at me. They know I just destroyed them.
Right.
And it is interesting because there is that what if with Cena, because Cena's pushing the narrative of wanting to break that record of Ric Flair's. So both are viable to happen. I could see it going either way, where he beats the record and then Roman has to win the belt back, or does Roman just beat Cena and keep going, and Cena gets a chance later on to beat the record?
It just this Hell in a Cell reeks of someone returning at Hell in a Cell. Now, like you said, and like we were talking about, maybe they come back on SmackDown with the crowd. That makes sense. In fact, that'd be better because it just would be. Potentially you could bring out Brock Lesnar. I think the problem is when someone returns, you want that audience pop. So having someone return Sunday, while it's a good
Thunderdome, it sucks.
It's a good idea for ratings and to build interest going into what's coming up in the future, but it's a bad idea because you ruin. But everybody also is already talking about this, so maybe Vince is like, they already know, so fuck it.
I know what I would do. Hands down, I would go ahead and I would bring back up Finn Balor. That wouldn't excite you so much, but I think that he's still very over with a good portion of fans. He could come back up from a great run that he had in NXT as champion. He's been this tweener role for a long time, so he's got a bit of an edge to him still.
Yeah.
Comes in as a piece to try and save Rey Mysterio. Why? God knows, but something like that. And I would have him be the one to face Roman next. He's the first one to look like he's really getting an edge in on Roman and kicking his ass, but then Roman beats him, a la the Lesnar type story that they do at times.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be good for whatever pay-per-view they have. What is it, Money in the Bank next? Because that'll be in front of fans. So Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and then that leads to the John Cena return.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good for
because Cena can't come back just yet. Because we have a long ways until SummerSlam.
Exactly. So you get to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and you have Demon Balor versus Roman Reigns, and then the match ends in a non-finish because John Cena gets involved.
Right.
That's big money.
Speaking of big money, Shell's the top dono. And happy birthday to Shell.
And Roman did take his title. Yeah, exactly. So there's, and that would explain. That's my thought with Finn Balor, because he never got the Universal title back.
I was thinking Brock only because I feel like Vince, they may not care as much about Brock returning out of nowhere. And also Brock could be someone who shows up and rips the cage off and comes in the ring, and but why would he show up to help Ray? And then that's still a waste. And
he hates Ray, doesn't he? And he hated the Mysterios, and when they teamed up with his name, the UFC fighter.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, it was terrible. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They fought at Crown Jewel, and
well, no, that's the funny thing. He just attacks Ray instead. He's not there for Roman.
Yeah, exactly. He's just there to beat the shit out of Ray. He looks like he's going to save Ray, and then he knocks the sense out of him.
There you go. That sets up what you were talking about. And then Brock and Roman and the Usos destroy Ray and his son.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That'd be cool.
Lesnar.
And then Lesnar leaves, and that sets up Roman versus Lesnar with Paul Heyman.
Brock is Kane.
Yeah.
Well, Brock's already done the Kane thing. Brock actually
he
already
ripped
copied
the
it.
Door off the cage. He's come out for he's done that stuff before.
Yeah, he's actually
Cain Velasquez. That's who it was. Thank you guys.
There you go. Well, that's funny, Kane. That's probably what. But no, you guys are dead on. Somebody in the chat said that, but he already did do the I ripped door off hinge in Hell in a Cell. No one will ever do it better than what Kane. That Kane shit was, because I remember Jake. I remember that night, the feeling of Kane when he debuted, when we first saw Kane against. It was you were marking out anyway, because it was like, holy shit, that is his brother. And JR's like, that's, and Vince like, that's gotta be Kane. He's calling it great, and you're like, holy shit. But the holy shit factor was hitting a level 8, 9. But then fucking Kane grabs the Hell in a Cell door and rips it off its fucking hinges and just fucking throws the door to the side. And then comes in the ring, and the Undertaker's got this crazy look on his face, like, what the fuck? And, dude, I was flipping out at home. So that went from, awesome, and then just him ripping the door and throwing it. Back then, that seemed awesome. Now it's like, what the fuck? But back then...
It was never done before. It was like, oh, my God. Well, people had broken into cells.
They ripped off that moment from, Mid-South or somebody, but we didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The way they did it, I never had seen it before.
Right. So
I know they weren't fully original. Cornette's made that clear, but still,
right? Because it was his ideas. He'd be like, "I saw this thing happen. Let's do that."
Exactly. So he planned it, and that's how I know that. He helped a lot with the beginning Kane stuff. So that was amazing. And then the pyro and having the face off of him and the Undertaker, because he looked big coming out, and they were really selling it. But once he stood to Undertaker, it was like, wow. He even looked bigger than Taker at that point, and it was like, my God. And then Taker won't fight him, and you're like, what's going on? And then he tombstones. The whole thing was just so captivating, just amazing.
Well, listen, I'm having a blast.
That's my word of the night.
We gotta fucking move on to the predictions. So let's go to a donation. Let's go to the predictions. Vinshu Kumar, thank you, Vinshu Kumar, for subbing to the channel, my friend. Thank you so much. I hope you're okay over there. If you're in India, I don't know if you are. I'm not the best with names, but that sounds like it might be India, and I'm sure you guys are still all the crazy lockdowns.
Monetize this main event, Joe's belt versus Cody Mastro's girlfriend's panties. Make it happen. 1 month till Jack's Taco Festival. That China special on Vice left out her TNA run. Islanders suck. Lily was molested by Mr. Socko.
Oh my God, Mr. Socko.
China. Vice documentary that they had, that came out tonight, obviously. It was one of the things I was going to bring up. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. That was on tonight at 9 p.m. But it's called Vice Versa, China. And it will look back at her life and career of the Hall of Famer who tragically died of an overdose. You actually announced it on the show live with JD. So.
Yeah, that was a crazy night. Let me tell you that.
And I just want to clarify usually quick. Usually I don't bring stuff
I'm
up.
thinking Lashley wins this weekend due to interference, which will set up a match with Drew for SummerSlam. Who do you think could be that guy?
I'm thinking Lashley wins this weekend due to interference, which sets up a match with Drew. So who would interfere? Let me think about that while Jake says whatever he was about to say. Robbie Hyde, thank you, Robbie Hyde. Let me think about who that could be.
Pontificate a little longer, but I was going to say I was just not trying to sound like an ass by any means. I was intentionally trying to clear JD's name from being blamed by people on Twitter for taking your Twitter down. That was not the case. JD had nothing to do with it. So.
Why the hell would anybody think
so many
that?
people DM'd me, and then people were tweeting me being like, "Oh, I bet it was JD," and I was like, "That's." So I literally tweeted, "I'm like, that's not his style. JD would not ban people."
It's not.
He would just
his
block
style,
you and move on. He would block you and move on. He would.
Yeah.
Why would he go? He wouldn't go after your Twitter to report.
No, it
you
wasn't,
like
dude. This was a message that nobody could see. Like none of you,
yes,
nobody
it was in a
could see
reply thread.
This was a reply thread that clearly got hit by some weird SJW. I was commenting in the Nickelodeon thing. I mean, that's what it was. I asked what color is mentally ill stand for, and they banned me for that. But the color is orange. The answer is orange. I was actually asking, like, wait, which ones? And so whatever. But yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, listen, he did send me a cease and desist, and he does want to see me lose my house and my family die, but he wouldn't do that on Twitter. So he did not do that. So
we know what happened. So I didn't want him to be blamed. But I didn't want him to think like I was making fun of him with that comment or being, like trying to stir drama. I was literally trying to say like, hey, you have no fault here.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He's a fucking dildo nincompoop, but he didn't do that. He wouldn't do this.
No, he has nothing to do with your Twitter. So
no,
anybody thinking that's not the narrative here.
No.
So next match,
I'm banned for life.
I guess we'll still stick to it.
Well, wait a minute.
Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio.
We got to come up with somebody. That donation from Robbie Hyde. We got to come up with somebody.
For the interference. I figured we'd get to that when we got to that match. But either way, we could do that now.
I just won't remember it. I'll tell you that.
I will.
Okay, you'll remember it. You got it.
We could do that one first.
Okay.
So if you don't want to forget it, but so he said interference, Drew and Lashley. See, now I think that report of no titles changing hands, I don't agree with that. Might be truth, might be what's happening, but my smart mark idiot booking, I think Drew will win. I honestly do, because what's the point of giving him another rematch? And they specifically said if he doesn't win, then he can no longer challenge for the title while Lashley's champion. So it's like there couldn't be, even if it's a DQ or whatever the finish, he can't challenge again. So they can't have another rematch at SummerSlam. They can't have.
Well, he's not thinking.
So the interference thing, I don't.
Well, the interference could come against Bobby Lashley.
Him the title.
Yes, exactly. That's what
maybe
I was going to say.
Maybe it costs him the title. So who would interfere to come and take out Roman? The Fiend maybe could come back and go after Roman.
Wait a minute, go after Roman. Wait a minute, Roman.
I meant to say Drew. Jesus.
Okay. So someone's going to take out Drew. Yeah, and that will. Someone will take out Bobby.
Their own stuff, and then but I think Bobby would retain in that sense.
No, he would, but yeah. What if somebody costs Bobby the title? It's not a DQ. Someone attacks Bobby Lashley and he loses the belt because of that.
Oh, I thought the donation was asking if they.
No, they said because they heard a DQ was going to happen. So who would do it? So no, you're right, but I'm just like, what if that happens?
I don't know though. I don't know who would be there to. AJ got beat by Drew. Essentially, he was going to be beat, but then we saw the interference, so they could do that with AJ. Yeah, D. Welsh was saying AJ, but with everything that happened last week on Raw,
it'd be like Cedric Alexander, or one of those guys.
That would be so. That would just be.
It would
bad.
suck. It would be underwhelming because they suck.
They've set up some stuff with Kofi and MVP, so maybe Kofi interferes. Remember, MVP's been talking to Kofi over and over, so maybe MVP turns on Bobby Lashley and starts mentoring Kofi, and Kofi turns heel and tries to take the title from Lashley, and we end up getting Kofi Kingston as a heel versus Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. That would be great.
I'd go Kofi. It's something to do with Kofi. I don't know what, but something like you said, something to do with Kofi.
That would be cool.
Heel Kofi maybe. Or non-heel Kofi, but you think it's going to be heel. I don't know. So, someone with Kofi, you're right. I'd go Kofi.
I keep hearing that they want to see how he would work as a heel now. Because Xavier Woods' time is going to be heavily consumed with G4 coming up.
Man, that's such a mistake because Big E should be the guy going for all these pushes. But
I'm not doing anything with Big E. I forgot he wasn't even the champ. I forgot that what's his name is IC champ.
I would have. I think Kofi's going to get screwed. Drew. Kofi screws Drew. That's got to be what it is. Drew doesn't win.
People think Keith Lee. I mean, Keith Lee could return, but we haven't heard anything about him being okay to wrestle, and there's been no rumblings about even why he's been gone for so long. So we don't know. Keith's quite the conundrum.
Okay, so I'm going to go with this. Kofi comes, gets Drew DQ'd, or Drew loses. Probably gets him DQ'd. Now it's Drew and Kofi, and Bobby Lashley skates away with the title. That's my answer for that match.
Or they could set up Kofi and Lashley for the title.
Sure, yeah.
Either or. Okay, I could see that. I'm still going to say that Drew wins just because I'm secretly hoping that Drew wins and gets the title back.
Empty arena again for you, Drew. That'd be hilarious.
It would be unfortunate, but I could see him leading into SummerSlam as the champion and then doing something cool there with a big heel.
Okay. All right. Next.
Yeah, we saw Keith Lee post today. I'll read that.
I didn't see it. You know why I didn't see it? I don't know what's
That's on my list
anymore.
of things to bring up still, but we're still going through the predictions. So.
I know no news anymore.
Yeah,
I used to get it all Twitter-wise.
Don't you worry. Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio. Whether or not this gets concluded on SmackDown, I'm picking Roman. That's pretty much a one and done. I don't think you disagree there.
Yep, it's all Roman no matter what. That'd be shocking.
Yeah.
Like a real shock.
I think Drew will win, but I don't really think that's going to happen. That's just my hopes. I'm going with that. And then we have Bianca Belair taking on Bayley. Bayley's going for worst laugh and X-Pac heat now with Seth Rollins as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bianca Belair, I think it'd be nice to see Bayley, but I think she's a sort of a stepping stone right now. I would keep the belt on Bianca, although I do think at some point soon it'd be good if Bayley could be having the belt on while she's doing this shtick she's got. But let's go Bianca again. But Bayley's running out of, because Bayley can just keep doing this with anybody.
Yeah.
And Bianca's got to move on to someone more serious next.
Exactly. So I'm not sure who they're going to use next, but yeah.
And by the way, Mark, I'm sorry, dude. He said, "What were you doing in Diablo earlier? It's not a new season." I appreciate that. I saw the message you sent me. It's the PTR, which is like the testing time for the next season. And Jake, there are new items, and they fucking glow teal when they drop.
That's cool.
I'm wet.
Oh, that's cool.
They glow teal.
I like that, gimmick stuff. I always get into that.
They're like super powerful weapons. Only in the season. After season, they go away, and they're like throwback Diablo 2 stuff. But with all these things, anyway, whatever. We're not gonna talk about it here because most of you don't give a fuck. But the bottom line is, yeah, that's what I was doing. So after this is over, I'm gonna play a little bit more of the PTR. I'm fucking pumped for these items to drop, and they can drop at any level, even when you're level 4, and they're fucking super powerful and fun. So yay. I'm pretty excited. I'm super dorking out for Diablo 3. Me and Jake talked about Diablo 2 a little bit, and a little bit of Halo, and a little bit of E3, and a whole bunch of other stuff, including the world in our podcast. It's up on Patreon right now. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes. Some of you saw a 15-minute preview of it on Corrupted Nation, my other YouTube channel, or on Shame on News, my other YouTube channel, which has a couple of videos that are still trending really well right now. I'm really happy about that. And but you can go download it right now on Patreon. It's an hour and 20 minutes. And then me and Jake are going to start covering a bunch of stuff. We're going to start talking about Halo from the beginning. We're going to start talking about news updates with Halo Infinite. We're going to start talking about Diablo 2 a little bit and what's going to happen when that comes out, Resurrected. And then there's other games we're going to talk about. And then we might even go back and talk about former E3s and how they worked out and things like that. Plus more movies, entertainment, that sort of thing. And that's it, man. That's a quick plug. It's coming. Lots of this stuff's on Patreon. If you like us, please support it. And if it does well, Jake gets paid more, so he'll be happy. And if it doesn't do well, then he's fucked. He's fired. No.
Oh, Jesus. Not again.
No, he's never fired. He's keeping the ship together. But
I'm on Instagram for Roman, and all I see is his latest post is from June 6th.
Oof.
It's in honor of National Cancer Survivors Day. So I don't see anything new. Nothing under Reels, IG, or Tag. So unless I'm retarded and don't see it, but I'm on his official 4.6 million follower Instagram.
What are you looking for exactly?
Roman apparently posted something new, but I don't see what it is.
On his Instagram, yeah.
Maybe I'm just...
I don't see it either. I don't know
retarded.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what they're talking about either. I don't see anything new from him, unless he took it down, or unless it was somewhere else. You can find me on TikTok.
Yeah, I literally.
Why aren't you guys on my TikTok? Go follow me on TikTok. I'm almost at 100 followers on TikTok.
It's on WWE's.
Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. TikTok, it's at Joe Cronin Show. And Jake DeMarco's at Countdown Ended on Twitter. You can get a hold of him there. Let me go to a dono real quick while we figure this out, and we'll go back to the predictions, baby.
Did you just donate to Joe? Did you
just
my God, donate
O.J.
to Joe?
Simpson.
Thank you for the donation.
Swear to God, I kill another white motherfucker. I kill another white bitch.
I'm going to feast myself.
Better put me on the air, Joe, you son of a bitch. White motherfucker.
Hey JCS World, it's yours truly. 24 years ago tonight I was trying to just get home in my Ford Bronco. They said I killed Nicole and I say that you goddamn right I cut slit and gutted a cunt off her body. To celebrate him killing another white hoe tonight.
Oh my God, what the hell, O.J. Simpson? Son of a bitch. What the fuck? All right, I see Austin Hunter just followed me on TikTok. What's up, O.J. Simpson? Thank you, man. Hey, listen, just don't kill my mom. She's moving into her new house.
The only thing I see is their post from 2 hours ago that says WWE, it says Ray and Roman battle and Hell in a Cell tomorrow on SmackDown.
I don't see it.
So I don't know what I'm missing.
I gave up way quicker than you did. Jake did the thorough work, though. So
okay, moving on. So the next match, I agreed with you on that with Bianca. You know, it's not Bayley's time there, unfortunately.
The time
this
is
one
up.
Interesting. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. Flair, this could be her 11th main roster championship victory.
Wow.
So,
I mean, that's so crazy, man. It feels like she's still new.
Coming for you.
Oh, it still feels like she's new.
her
but she's
picture
not.
though that's on the WWE website where it advertises her and Rhea. This sounds terrible. It's not based just like solely on looks, but she looks like a bit of an alien there. She looks unrecognizable. It does not. If you show me that just not knowing that's Charlotte, I wouldn't know that's Charlotte.
I've never seen a person look completely different every time I see them like Charlotte.
But even in the bodysuit the other day, she was a completely different person. But this photo of her, it does not look like Charlotte at all. The lips, the eyes, the nose, everything is different.
That's so weird, man. She looks like fucking. What did someone say that she looked like Wolverine or somebody the other day? I forget what it was somebody said she looked like. Fuck. Oh well, whatever. She looks weird all the time. Somebody I don't know who it was. Somebody on Twitter the other day. This will never happen again, I guess. But somebody on Twitter the other day was sending me her like nudes, like her leaked botched surgery tit pictures and body pictures, and like I was like, ugh, like what the fuck, bro? Like what the hell? I thought I was opening a DM for who knows what, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? I just feel bad for her that happened, man. That's just awful. But then again, she's banging Andrade, so I don't know.
Oh, and they're talking about what Roman said on. We talked about this earlier, guys. I already mentioned this. Roman said that about John Cena, and he said if I were those guys talking about Cena and The Rock, I don't know if I'd want to come back and deal with me. I already said this.
Yeah, we talked about this twice.
Yeah. He said I'm a problem right now for everybody. So if I were them, I would stay on set. Don't come to my ring is what I would do.
Yeah, stay.
Yeah, Roman's been tearing everybody down.
Keep making movies.
The post you're talking about. We discussed that, but
that would make sense because we already talked about it. We already knew about it. We covered it twice. So if you're looking for that, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the post we already talked about. It makes sense.
And do you know that in AEW they're not testing for drugs? I was surprised to hear that. Actually, they don't have like any.
I
type
can
of
tell by
well,
what type of drugs are they not tasting? What do you mean, like steroids or like
anything? There's no drug testing. Dave Meltzer was reporting that he hasn't heard of anybody in the company being tested for anything.
Well,
they have in their contracts that they can test for drugs, but as far as I know, nobody's ever been tested so far.
Well, with the way that Tony Khan was sniffing Britt Baker the other day, he looked like he was on shrooms. I mean, he's probably taking them himself. Like, but not like steroids, but like, you know, like shrooms and shit. Hey, well, you were great out there.
And then Meltzer says this. He says, I've also never heard anyone complain that anyone's got a problem. Other than there might be a neon sign here and there, meaning like it's obvious. He says, and one person in particular named Brian Cage, obviously steroids, who people even write jokes about on their own show. So I guess if they write jokes about it and I can mention his name since they freaking talk about him and needles and everything, but whatever. I mean, they made jokes about him taking steroids on Dynamite.
Yeah.
So
I don't care.
But he's
Who
like,
cares?
I've never had news of anyone being tested.
It's
there.
like the
They don't
MLB
care.
with the sticky balls. They don't like let them.
Hey, this is
Brian
Alibaba. I'm calling you for your late payment.
Oh.
Your bill is very high. If you don't pay in time, we will suspend service.
Oh,
Please
no.
send me your social security. I got a bomb and I know where your address is. I will pay off your doorknobs.
Alibaba. Thank you for the $3. I'm less. For some reason, I'm less scared of you and more scared of the IRS. You know,
Do not pay your protection. Yeah, because the IRS
Yeah.
is taking down the. You know,
Yeah,
they
with
can
what-
take down anyone.
Yeah, see, like if the IRS comes after me, I'm homeless, and my kids are all homeless, and I'm a loser, and they who knows what could happen to
Your
me.
kids at the work camp at Home Depot.
But if
Walmart.
you come collecting, you're gonna bomb me. Good, I'm dead. What the fuck? That doesn't scare the shit out of me at all. Like you come looking for my shit, a la Baba, fucking good. Blow me up. I'm dead. I'm dead like the Islanders tonight. So whatever. Anyway, on to the next match, Jake. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. I'm going to say Rhea retains. I don't think Charlotte will find a way to use a tractor beam and take her to her mothership, but you never know what an alien's capable of. Yeah, I don't think Charlotte Flair is going to get it just at this point in time. I think they're going to stick with, because both Rhea and Bianca have not had the belts that long. I think it'd be silly to have them drop it not in front of fans. Even though I said that for Drew, but with Drew, they've had him face Lashley multiple times, so why have him face him again if not to take the title? So I'm going with Rhea Ripley.
I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley too. I mean, everybody's boring me though. With her, everybody who faces her, everybody's just boring me with that belt.
Screwed up that entire basically run because they started off making Rhea face, then she was a heel, then she was a face, then they had, because the Thunderdome reaction, it was boo, cheer, so they did nothing good there, and it made it very confusing for fans. They didn't know how to take her, and then instead of being like this, new badass, oh cool, she comes up, she wins the title like it's supposed to be, instead we got this weird thing and it didn't work, and then all this stuff has been happening where Nikki Cross, God bless her. I like Nikki, but she shouldn't be involved in this right now because it's taking away from Charlotte and Rhea. The only person that's winning is Nikki. And she's not in the title picture. She beat both of the champion and contender for Sunday, but she's not in the match.
Yeah, but also she's beating Charlotte, which makes me wonder that, could Charlotte end up with the belt then? And now she's got to face Nikki. Like that's the thing is like, what are they setting up with this? Got to be something, or is it?
I think they're going to build up. Yeah, Jason might be onto something, but not in that direct way yet.
Who's Jason?
In the chat, Jason Michael just said there's a possibility Piper Niven destroyed Charlotte and Rhea Sunday. I think they're going to build to that eventually, but not this soon. I think they're going to have a bunch of small squash matches for Piper Niven. They apparently want to call her Dewdrop, whatever the hell they change her name to. She's not even going to be like a wrestling fan. They want to make her into an Eva Marie fan.
Oh,
she's just a huge obsessed, not making a weight pun there intentionally. She's a gigantic, damn it, I did it again. She's a really big, she's a massive, I can't get out of this, digging myself deeper.
Call her corny.
She's a dedicated Eva Marie follower.
There you go.
I did it. Thank you.
Ask what on Twitter, go on Twitter on Nickelodeon and ask them what color is for obese bitches, and see if you don't get banned.
How long I last.
Yeah.
It's actually chocolate. That's the color, chocolate.
Oh,
it's chocolate color.
Yikes! That you said that, not me. Listen,
I did.
Did you see? By the way, did you see any of the bullying that everybody was talking about? Did people like?
I did. I actually saw it on Twitter, and some of it. I don't want to sound SJW-ish at all, but it was a bit disgusting because it was so unwarranted. And there's a difference between fat shaming too and being like trying to be like helpful, but
yeah,
people. It's
who cares?
Like obese,
she's a wrestler.
They're obese. You don't need to remind them. Trust me.
She's a wrestler. She knows what she looks like. Who cares? She's not. See, you know when I get mad at fat people only when they start being like, "I'm so beautiful," or "I'm so healthy and beautiful." That's when I get mad at fat people. Then I go, "Yeah, you're gonna die. So don't say that." But I'm not going to just start making fun of people who are heavy. Like, it's so stupid.
Just because she's overweight. Like, Nia went ahead, well, they're making me just come fat. No, we made fun of you because you hurt people. It's easy to say because of your weight, but that was, it was just, we're attacking you because you've hurt people in the ring, and you act like it's no big deal.
Yeah, Nia Jax is annoying because she appears to not be able to hold people up, maneuver the right way. Nia Jax appears to be a gigantic sloppy mess who almost hurts people. So I can see why she gets hate. And by the way, they do hate on her. How come it's okay to hate on Nia Jax everywhere? Nobody cares. But Piper Niven comes up now and they're like, "Oh my God, we must defend her." They must hate Nia Jax because they couldn't give a fuck if people called her a whale Fruit Loop.
Exactly. It's been a long time. And they even made fun of her in WWE for her weight,
right?
For the longest time with Alexa, right. And I think it was Mickey and something else. So, but like I said, I liked Viper and Piper Niven for a long time.
Love Piper Niven,
and I can't wait to see what they do with this. I enjoyed their debut. The way that she announced herself as the winner, I thought that was great. That was funny.
It works,
especially because she didn't wrestle. And I like the way that they did this originally with Eva. She always had an out, a wardrobe malfunction. Her driver got lost, whatever it was.
Wait, did you like this the other night? I swear to God, you hated it.
No, I didn't hate it the other night. I said I enjoyed it. I said that I was upset that they didn't announce
her name.
That they were her name. Like, if she's going to be Dewdrop,
but you're kind of contradicting yourself. You are contradicting yourself. I'm calling it out because someone's going to comment in the chat. Like, they're going to be like, "Wait a minute, Jake."
I said that openly the other day. I said that I liked it and hated it at the same time, and that I liked the angle. But the only thing that bothers me is that she's been in NXT and the Mae Young Classic. So saying we don't know who she is, if she's going to be Piper Niven, then that bothers me. But I did say with a little asterisk at the end that I take it back if next week she's got a new name. If they're going to call her Dewdrop, then my complaints are invalid entirely.
Well, that's what I thought was going to happen. But here's the thing: why not?
I was just worried because they went immediately on Twitter and was like, "Here's Piper Niven." So
why not?
I don't know.
Why not at least? And see, there's no good reason to do it, and that's why I'm explaining to everybody out there who's still mad about this. There's no good reason for them to say, "Oh, I win. I'm Eva Marie," and then be like, "Well, that's not Eva Marie who won the match." Like, well, who is that? What do you mean, who is that? She's been in the developmental for a long time, or she's been in NXT before. And even if they just said that, but you can't say that because then people are going to go look her up. And all the new people are going to go look her up to find out about her. They don't want that. They want the 60% that don't know who she is, or the half that don't know who she is, whatever that is. I think it's 70% that don't know who she is. They want those people to be told who she is next week. They don't want them to go look up who she is.
But they're going to try and figure out at times who she is. And then people do look her up, and then they see, oh, she was in NXT UK, and people do want to know who she is, so they look it up, or they see on Twitter, and oh, that's Piper Niven. Eva Marie just tweeted it out and said that's Piper Niven.
Yeah, but you know what? Most of the people that
I know not most do it, but I'm saying some.
Well, I think they did it in spite. They did it in spite. I think they did it out of spite because they heard that, like, oh, they weren't giving her name and her credit on there, so now I'm going to tweet it out. Why did Eva Marie do that? She ruined her fucking character. She just went out there and went, "I win the match, I'm Eva Marie." Now she's tweeting out, "It's Piper Niven." No, you dumb cunt. Stick to your fucking character and say, "I looked really good out there," or "Wow, I make them look great, don't I, Eva Marie?" Don't say, "Hey, this is Piper Niven." You fucking idiot. You ruined the whole fucking thing. What the fuck is the point of what you did?
If that was the case, why would, when they're on the announce table saying, "I don't know who this is," Eva should have just leaned over and been like, "Don't you pay attention?" It's, and yell her name. But then when they go to announce her then pull the mic away and say Eva Marie. That's fine. Stick with it. It's like, it's just.
Well, they want everybody mad. So they want to know we're not saying your name. Plus, Vince doesn't know what they want to call her yet. So double don't say it. And so that's
I
exactly
even
why.
tried to stress the point Monday. Like, it wasn't like I was mad. It just kept taking me out of it. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I want to enjoy this. And every time you say we don't know who she is, I'm like, well, of course you do. You announced her match in the Mae Young Classic.
Well,
You went ahead and saw this. You say,
because there's
like,
two crowds. There's two crowds. It makes sense. You're right, and they're right, and we're right, and we're wrong. Because to everybody who knows who it is, everybody who knows who she is, it's fucking weird to say I don't know who she is. Everybody else, which is 60%, I believe, of the audience, doesn't know who she is.
And put it this way, I feel like Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan, were always omnipotent. Even JR and unless you would never have a wrestler go out there and they would be like genuinely like, I don't know, they would have their fact, they could be like, who is this? And then they would know more following the factor. But in storyline purpose, it was someone you hadn't seen before, that kind of thing. I feel like the announcers are supposed to be in the know. You're not going to have someone out there, genuinely that they don't know what's happening.
Oh my God, dude. Can you imagine if JR was out there and fucking and JR is out there. JR is out there, and Corey Graves goes, "Who is this? Who is this person?" And then she goes, "Eva Marie, I win." And then they're like, "But who is this woman that's out here? I've never seen her before. Who is this?" And they keep saying that, and JR goes, "Well, that's Jenny Craig." Oh my God! Stop it, JR. Would you stop? Oh my God!
1-800-97 Jenny. Yeah,
imagine the people at home. And by the way, unfortunately, the hate on Piper Niven is because most of these people don't know her. So what's going on is all these people for the first time are seeing this very big woman, and what happens is when you first
standing next to the model Eva Marie, and that was their intention,
right? And listen, when you see a big guy like Otis. Right, the big fat guy Otis, the first thing you see when you see him with his shirt off, if you've never seen him in your life, you go, Jesus, that's a fat fuck. And that's what people think. It's not just her. And
then they paired him with Mandy, not just because of fan request.
Oh, it's
the
funny.
idea was to make Mandy, they said in the back, their plan was to make Mandy seem more attainable so that men would desire her more, saying, if Otis can get her, then I can get her too.
Jesus
and then everybody
Christ.
would buy her merch and simp for her
what
more.
makes
that was WWE's plan. That's why when it started to be too much of a romance, they said, where it began to be like people loved them together versus being in love with Mandy, they shit canned it.
That's so crazy.
Because they didn't want a romance angle. They just wanted to take Mandy and make her obtainable.
They should have had to go around to a few other people quicker, like Sonny pulled the full whore thing. But no, here's the thing with this. I got to remember what the fuck I wanted to say. One last thing on this is that, everybody gets treated like this when they first are seen. And that's why Twitter was so mean, because you're going to get it. And you got to know if you're her. Listen, they're going to get. It's just like me. If I had my whole mutton chop thing and my pubic hair face and my beard doesn't connect and I'm wearing my shell necklace and my hat, I know some of the first things I'm going to get, especially if I'm in a negative light or if I'm around a popular crowd, like a bunch of douchebags in a popular crowd. One of the first things people are going to say is like, who's this fucking guy who can't grow a beard? Or what's up with this guy's face? Or people think I shaved it that way on purpose, even though I didn't. Or people are like, dude, nice fucking necklace from 1990, or you need to lose that necklace. That's the first shit that I hear. But I don't get mad because, first of all, I don't care. Because number one, I know that I'm completely out of fashion. Number two, I know that I look douchey. I already know this whole thing. I make fun of it myself. So it doesn't bother me. And that's what Piper Niven's putting up with in the first couple of weeks. She's going to have to put up with, people just being disgusting to her and mean. And at the same time, it's human nature. And what's going to happen is if she's allowed to wrestle the way we know she can, what will happen is they'll see how good of a wrestler Piper Niven is, and they'll be like, holy shit, this chick can fucking wrestle, and she fucking looks good like wrestling, and she's got a pretty face, and they're going to start realizing how shitty Nia Jax is what's going to happen.
That's a given, but they missed you missed a key point too. It was another bait and switch from WWE. People have been, not unanimously, but there's a portion, and I admittedly was one, maybe not excited, but at least intrigued for Eva Marie's return. And we've heard things. I mean, we knew she was training a long time ago with the Brian Kendrick, and like we've heard that she's since then been really working on her wrestling ability and training and focusing really hard. So I was very curious to see, has she gotten better in ring?
Right.
What is she capable of now? And then we hear it's going to be her and Naomi. So people are pissed. Oh, her first opponent, and they're going to bury Naomi. Oh, this is terrible.
And not only
Why
that,
couldn't they get this one? Why couldn't they get? Oh, they got to bury Naomi. And then the match never happens because Piper Niven. Now, we did pre-warn our fans, but that doesn't mean shit for the WWE Universe that was waiting for the advertised match of Naomi versus Eva Marie, and it didn't happen.
Right.
So they took their anchor out on the unknown new girl who happens to be overweight.
Right.
They put her in that position to not to fail, but to get attacked in its bullshit.
But if I'm them, but I don't agree with you here. I don't agree with you here. This is where I don't agree with you. I think she's a big girl, and the WWE are big people, and they couldn't give a shit. Bring it on. They're going to hate me. People are going to call me fucking tub of whale shit. Bring it on. I don't care.
But I don't think they would usually make fun of her. It was just because they were pissed that I felt like they took it out on her.
Well, you might be right that it's worse. No, it's worse. You are right. You're right that it's worse, but it's worse because, number one, it's Naomi. It's worse because it's a bait and switch, and it's worse because she's a heel. But let's be honest.
As well with how she treated the wrestling business the first.
But so there still would have been all these young kids who have never seen her before.
I'm sure continued assholes that still would have made fun of her.
Yes. By the way, you get this comment all the time. I just want to call it out because Jake gets this all the time. Someone pops in and goes, I haven't seen the show in a while. Holy fuck, where's the rest of Jake?
Yeah, lost a few people.
But yeah, you get this a lot. I see it in the comments a lot. Someone goes, "Holy shit, what happened to Jake?" It's all the time. It's like you're my Audrey 2 in the window in a Little Shop of Horror. Like people come by and they go, "Whoa!" Like maybe they would have popped in, and if you were still the same way you looked, and I was still whatever, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, these guys still doing this? Oh whatever." But because they see you lost so much weight,
get that shock
like whoa, like, and then they listen, they go, "I'm gonna start listening again." So yeah, you're my Audrey 2 in the window. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've got a neck now. That's
that's fucking hilarious.
Big difference.
Oh my god, where are we?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love Mr. Bigo. He says Jake lost weight.
Yeah, lost a person and a million more surgeries.
Couple of people, 2 people, really.
And then he had to deal with all kinds of infections and shit still because of all the stuff.
Still going on.
He looks the best, yet he's. What do you like?
Felt the worst,
so you feel the worst, and you're the least healthiest in a while. And not that you're, in the medical way, but you look the best. It's deceiving, actually, to be honest.
It is. It's funny, but hey, at least I can fit on rides, and I can go ahead and do things with the family at times, and not much, but little bits here and there makes a difference. So
got to do something this summer.
Got to stay sexy. I called out another wrestling channel that started saying "stay beautiful" at the end of their stuff. I was like,
really?
come on, yeah.
Well, they're pussies. You say sexy, they say beautiful. I mean, that's just.
And sexy isn't about being sexy. It's about a state of mind. If you think you're sexy, it means you're confident. It means you're strong. It means that you have that sense of power. You believe in yourself, and you're going to present yourself to the world with your best foot forward. Staying sexy is a mindset. It's not actually about being good looking. It's about feeling that you're worthy, that you are worthy of the love of another, or being a good friend or a good wife, husband, father, mother, brother, sister, whatever it is. That life should treat you fairly, and you deserve the best it has to offer.
Fuck yeah.
Do you deserve to give life the most? At the next TED Talk featuring Jake DeMarco, inspiration, joy, laughter, and the willing to meet yourself at the top of the mountain. Jake DeMarco's inspirational speeches will leave you speechless. It will leave you creating a journal entry that says, I can be the best me. July 22nd at the Medway Cafe. Jake DeMarco. Free spoken word that will inspire you for years to come. I don't know. Anyway,
you can do it. You yourself can be a champion.
And that's when I fucked her up the ass. Like some guy explaining how he got laid all the time.
And that's when I said, "Me hungry for cum." And that's
my god, that was in my head all night. I didn't even bother telling Leah. I was like, no, I'm not even gonna.
You just got to do it.
She won't even believe it was you. She'll think it's something I came up with and be like, yeah, this is some kind of bullshit work. All right, where else are we? Where are we here?
That is it.
Did we get it all? We hit all the matches, really?
All 5 matches, yeah. Technically now there's only 4, but I mean, it is. We don't know what's going to happen between. It seems like Rhea will retain. That seems to be the consensus here, but
fuck yeah,
America,
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Come and save the motherfucking day.
That's right. MJF, he besides trolling Sammy Guevara, by bringing up the Sasha Banks controversy, he went ahead and Sammy tried to post a photo as a joke, and then MJF fired back saying, Sammy posted a very unflattering photo of me. I've reported it, but I genuinely hope he learns from his actions and doesn't get canceled again. And then he replied, don't come for the king.
Don't rape women.
So then Sammy was a bit butthurt over this. He said, that's cool. Just take a jab at one of the most difficult times of my life. I like how everyone thinks this is good character work. Meanwhile, you truly are a real life piece of shit. So Sammy genuinely upset by him bringing this up, and now is legitimately hurt, or maybe he's playing along. I don't know. It sounds like he's actually hurt. You be the judge, but America.
It sounds like when I go a little too.
And MJF released his own cryptocurrency. He's got the MJF coin that you can invest in now.
Wow. Is it
I'm not kidding.
Is the shape like a scarf?
Ryan Alvarez live. I wish it was, but no. The cryptocurrency, because that and NFTs are huge right now. He's like, Dogecoin, garbage. Bitcoin, forget it. MJF coin, better than you, and you know it. Click the link after reading, or stay poor. I don't care. But
you're muted.
I don't know if it's accepted anywhere, but
it should be accepted only at wrestling shows or like at AEW.
I think they might work something into the AEW store if possible. That was said.
That'd be funny. You can buy the AEW video game with it when it comes out.
Yeah, right. But Brian Alvarez purchased $250 on his live stream earlier. So
I guarantee though that they are working.
It was up like $1 in 5 minutes, and he was all excited. But that's because he was boosting the coin by talking about it. So people were then buying it because he was buying it on air. So of course he's going to make money. He's got viewers.
Somebody the other day was like trying to make fun of me. They were like, Joe, this is why you'll never be hired. I was like, one of their stars said he would rape a black woman in the other company. And it came out. And he's still there, so not worried. But I won't be there anyway. But it's not because it's not that.
Yeah, quite a few people legitimately bought the coins. They messaged us on Twitter. Ed's View invested $20, and a few others. Yeah, they actually bought.
Invest $20 on Patreon. Ed's View. No, I'm just kidding.
So it did make some people a small profit, but a legitimate profit early on because it was being boosted and promoted. So we'll see what happens. But it is legitimately real. So. Good luck to people investing, and I guess to the moon. We'll see what happens with it.
He should have came up with a name like Scarf Coin or something or something to do with his shit, But MJF Coin, MJF bit. I don't know crypto. What do they call that? I don't know.
It's a cryptocurrency. It is. It's used. You can buy it with blockchain and
Pinnacle
all that
coins.
So.
Oh, Pinnacle sounds good.
That would be cool, but yeah, it's just MJF coin. So
shout out to the Slam Pigs, $100 a month on Patreon. Cody Mastro and Sith Negan, Slam Pigs.
2 of the best Slam Pigs there are. I don't know if you caught it on Raw. I know we did mention it on the Raw review, but we talked about it after the fact, how Jimmy Smith made that little flub. He went to say Kofi Kingston, and he said Kofi Kung, and then he went to say instead of Kungston, like he was going to say, and then he said Kingston. So it sounded like the word come. So he said Kofi Come Kingston. So instead of saying Kungston, he said, he fixed it, and then Kingston. So it was a clear slip, but he didn't actually say anything. But everyone was, he said come, and it's a, and look at this, and it's a vulgar slip, and are you vulgar? Come on. Like I
the word come isn't a swear. Their minds went there. The word come is used every second. Say
Kungston instead of Kingston. Like he went to put a C there. You
could
tell where he flubbed.
That says more about them. We say, hey, come over here. Hey, I'm coming. I'm going to come. Like we've said that a million times throughout the day. So their mind went to the sexual reference. That's on them. But that's funny. And that sounds like the Warrior. Vince said, don't come now. And I said, I'm going to come.
Kingston. And he makes it very quick. And now if he said Kofi Cumstain,
Kofi Cumstain. Go ahead and do something, Kofi Cumstain. That's it. We're calling. That's it. He's cum stain. That's it. Cum stain he's known now forever as Kofi Cum Stain.
What's your name? Kofi Kingston. What did you slave? Cum slave? Like,
oh,
it's like, Jesus,
no.
Jimmy. You know? And
that's wow. Jacob Corona. Oh my God, Jacob Corona sub. What's up, Jacob?
How do you get cum slave out of Kofi? Jesus, Jimmy.
Man, listen, I'll tell you what. You know who really is a cum slave though is Paige. Paige was a cum slave. Jesus.
Only one man rips off Cage and save Lashley, old manager Leo Rush. Screw Kyrie. WWE needs new wrestler to be long-lost child of Kane and Katie Vick. Roman versus Jimmy Buffett. I have great super soupy. 1 cup water, one of Cody Mass.
I like mine with lettuce and tomato. Dude, what if Leo Rush returns to WWE? Oh my God, dude, I'm retired. Fuck this, I'm leaving. Mark Henry's there now. That's funny. I don't think it's possible. Isn't he signed to multiple... Like, isn't he signed to New Japan for, like, another year or 6 months?
I'm not sure at this point.
Pretty sure he signed to New Japan and he couldn't just be in WWE.
Shit bomb!
Yeah,
nice idea, though.
That's what it is.
You become a shit bomb.
Nice idea.
Cheers, Jake. Good to see you. Hope you are well.
Really mysterious. Thank you.
Really mysterious. So that come through earlier. Hopefully you're doing good, bud. Thank you.
He thinks he's going to take the title on Saturday night on Monetize This.
That's funny because I'm taking the title. But
you ain't taking shit. You're taking a ride to the hospital probably the next day.
Hey, it might be Father's Day. Need a good trip.
Fuck Father's Day. I told you know what I told Leah to get me for Father's? She's like, we're going to get you for Father's Day. I'm like, kill me.
I thought you wanted the Necronomicon so you could bring your dad back.
No.
Sorry for off-topic question. What do you think of recent comments by Republican Congress members Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert saying the Second Amendment is not for hunting but is intended for overthrowing our government?
If they really said that, I mean, it's not to, it's in case it's all, I mean, it's all of those things.
It's kind of all-encompassing. It's for, you know, protecting your homestead in case of war also, so they could not like deputize you, but draft you.
Yep.
That was the initial intention. Also for hunting, because then you had to hunt to eat, and for in case the government became tyrannical and needed to be overthrown. So that is true, but that's not the only purpose.
Yeah, there's multiple reasons, but that is a main. That's a big reason. No, that's a big reason. I mean, what's the controversy there? I'd be more worried about Gates fucking a kid, though, out of all that.
Yeah, he's got enough going on. And then his buddy literally wrote a letter admitting to all of their wrongdoings because he thought it would get him pardoned. So how much of a moron do you have to be to agree to just overthink and agree to all of that?
I mean, that wasn't.
This is everything I've ever done. I raped this one. I did this. I did, like, Jesus.
Guys, I did drink the cran earlier. Who remembers the cran? Who remembers the night 2 years ago where I went off on a rant drinking the cran?
How do you stir the cran?
How do you stir in the cran? Yeah, how do you stir the fucking cran, goddammit? You tell me. The cran donation is going to come back soon, so I want to remind people about the fucking cran.
Yeah, okay? I thought you wanted the Necronomicon for Father's Day so you could bring your dad back.
Because I would bring him back to fuck me, is what I would do. I'd bring my father back to fuck me.
Well, at least then we could film it and make some money off of it. It'd be real amateur father-son. Usually it's like daddy-daughter or mommy-son, you know, brother-sister, but you never see father-son. What if you did you combine it with some topical stuff? You're playing Fortnite, right?
Right.
You're playing Fortnite. You're all excited because it's Father's Day and you want to do something really nice for dad, but the dishwasher's not working. So you're going to go and fix the dishwasher. And when you're in there fixing the dishwasher, it starts spraying and it gets you all wet and soaked.
Then Daddy comes back to life.
Taking off your clothes because you're all wet and soaked and you don't want to be wet.
Wait, he's got to rise from the grave. He's got to rise from the grave, Jake.
Well, hold on. You're just down from in your underwear, right?
Yeah, my dad's.
And well, now the warm water starts to trickle over your body. You get a little excited and things start to happen. You know, something arises. You get a little stiff and the juices flowing off your body go down the drain of, get this, of the dishwasher, and it seeps down into the basement where your mother, who was too cheap and poor to actually go ahead and bury your father where she actually told you he is, buried him in the basement. The juices from your body, secretions, they all flowed down the drain, right? They go into where your father's buried in the basement. It brings him back to life. He crawls up the basement door, sees you in your underwear, soaking wet, trying to fix the dishwasher. And what happened with the door down? You got stuck. You can't get out. Now you're stuck. Your father rapes you. He rapes you repeatedly. But guess what? It feels good. And you're coming and screaming, and you can't get enough. And this is out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, this has got to happen.
Happy Father's Day.
This has got to happen. This is fucking amazing. It's got to happen. I would, you know what? Give that an Oscar.
The title of that is Kofi Cumslave. Absolutely.
Joe Dumps and Joe. Wait till he finds out I took his name for my show.
Joe Dumps and Joe Cumslave.
My father coming back from the dead to fuck me is the greatest idea you've ever come up with.
I think so.
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see my father rape me. Like, let's be honest.
Greg says, "Come back to us, Jake." Drew just goes,
well,
I mean, no.
This would be really amazing to see my father rape me. Listen, we may have to have that happen. So guys, stay tuned for the announcements on when we can get that to happen. Elon Musk, if you're listening, I think Elon Musk is the only man that can make my dream come true of seeing my father rape me. I suppose we could get the bones and the DNA and we could create my father again.
That would be interesting.
We could do that and just make it real.
A lot of things going to be done with science. Well, what if I know they clone animals? So what if we just take a dog and use your father's bones and then make a dog version of
like the
dad.
Dog's head is
be
my
like man's
dad's
best
head.
friend, but
yeah, that most of the body is a
Pico
dog.
just said 2 Joes, 1 cup.
Yes. Oh no, 2 Joes, 1 dog
2 Joes,
dish.
1 cup is really good.
2 Joes, 1 dog dish. And then like
who was
the
that?
dog's head is my dad's
girl,
head.
The one that was obsessed with Leafy, that used to sleep with dogs. You
that
remember her?
big fat bitch Trisha Paytas or
No, not her. She slept with dogs too, but the other one.
I don't remember that. I remember,
it was this really disgusting girl, but she legitimately was like sleeping with animals. She was sleeping with dogs.
I would pay.
But she was obsessed with Leafy.
I want to see H3H3 like chop off. You know what I mean? Like, and then eat
while
them.
Still dressed as Uncle Fester, or do you want him to be Gomez Adams?
I don't know if there's 2 more cringier people in the world than H3H3 and Trisha Paytas. I'm so glad. I was just
she
waiting
says
for them to
he's
fight.
gaslighting her, and he's just literally apologizing the whole time. So nothing makes sense in that in that world.
Yeah, I want to see them both die, like in a car fire, like together, like as they're
He's
fighting.
like, "I'm sorry, you're upset. I really just wanted to fix this." She's like, "You're gaslighting me." Like,
yeah, bro, you're having
insane.
You know, when someone's gaslighting her to eat. Like, who the fuck's gaslighting her to eat? Put down the fucking fork. And by the way, H3's a scumbag. But fuck him anyway. Hey, Ethan, if you're listening, you big-necked fuck, go fuck yourself. I hope Ela carves you up with a fucking knife and a spoon.
Yeah, see, I used to do improv back in high school. So that's why you got to come up with those narrative stories pretty quick.
Right.
Charles said
I love them.
Too quick. But you got to just nail those out. You know, you need ideas. That's why I would always love to do creative.
Yep.
And you know, that's how it works. But a few people quit. That killed Drew out of here.
Well,
and,
no,
you know,
we took care of like 50 people. They were like, I'm out of here. Joe's dad raping him. Nope. Okay, we got the wrestling talk. I'm out.
More viewers that are really excited. So
listen, we enjoy surprises.
Some people leave and have the rest of the audience be moist.
No, we're just weeding out the pussies. That's what we're doing right now. We're weeding out the fucking pussies. Everybody here still here is a maniac. And that's what we like, our maniacs.
I didn't start this. The political question started.
Yeah, the political guy did it. Well, every neighborhood.
I said no politics.
Jake, every neighborhood needs a maniac. Like, I'm convinced. Like, but I don't mean like a crazy fun neighbor.
The road. You're right.
Yeah, like I mean, like every neighborhood needs like a maniac. Like any night he could show up at your door. You know what I mean? Just to remind you of why you lock your doors, why you have a weapon, how to protect yourselves, why the local police work out. You know, so if you can just have that maniac to keep you on your toes, you know, like you go shopping, and he's just walking by looking at you with a knife, and he just walks around the block. Yeah, and he tells you he's gonna.
I don't want him to have a knife. I want him to have one of those switchblade combs. So you think it's a knife, but it's a switchblade, and then he stabs you, and you think he's gonna stab you, and then he slicks his hair back.
Oh no, even worse. What if he just
pulls the baton out of his back and stabs you? Like, real fucked up.
That's trickery. That's deceptive. Or like he just stands. He goes. He stands in the street with like a giant fucking katana blade, and he goes, "Hey!" And you're in your front lawn. You're like, look, and you go, "Oh fuck! What is this guy doing with a sword? Do I have to run? What the fuck?" And he just stands in the sword. And he goes, "Hey!" And he pulls out the sword and he holds it and like looks at you, and then he does this with it. And you're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And you're like starting to get scared. You're gonna do something. Then he takes the sword and then faces it towards himself. Then he takes it and starts pressing it towards his skin, you know. And you're just like, "Whoa, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?" And then he goes, "Ah!" And he just cuts himself and lets it bleed. And then he starts wiping it, going, "Ah!" Like, dude,
cuts off a small piece of flesh and flings it at him.
Yeah, or just and that he
means business.
The type of anxiety you would get watching him do that, like, "Oh, whoa, dude, don't do that." And he just like, and he's like pleasuring himself while doing it. Like, that's every neighborhood needs something like that to happen, like once every couple months.
Just every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Well, you know what's funny? Oh shit. Mr. Pico's in Florida. Probably does happen there.
You want to fuck around? I'll fucking suck a dick.
Regarding the GOP Congress, people talking about how they think the Second Amendment is intended for overthrowing our government. The controversy is they were implying that Biden's government should be overthrown, and they give subtle hints to their extremist followers.
I definitely understand what you're saying, but the problem is both sides do that, so I don't really give a shit. Ryback Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the extreme right saying that, they're fucking crazy, and the extreme left are crazy. They're both going to do that till the end of time. They've all lost their minds at this point on those sides. So, but as long as Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi are still operating in government, I won't believe a thing anybody says. That being said, that's Hell in a Cell, brother. What do you think it's going to be? I think we're going to be giving Hell in a Cell a 4 out of 10. What do you think?
I'm hoping for a 5 because I know they
wow!
want to.
I hope a 5 happens.
I'm hoping at least a 5, but that's discouraging to even hope that way.
Right.
Really.
No,
I'm
get
thinking
it, though.
that Bobby Lashley and Drew might tear. It's hard because there's no fans, so already they're at like the best they could do is a 7 out of 10. If they nailed it with a 10 out of 10 show, no fans are at a 7, just because of the Thunderdome.
That's so crazy.
Thank you, Firebird. I'll check out the AEW new gameplay. I appreciate it. And I mean, even Fox and USA are both suggesting them to have all these different types of like theme shows. Bring back Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday. Bring back King of the Ring. Bring back, they heard the following. There will be a lot more gimmick theme shows because the networks are pitching specials. Like, why not have these things instead of doing all these pay-per-views? It makes sense. Do it that way. I agree, and that's what you need. Old school Raws, no. Get the King of the Ring back in there. Viewer's choice. I've always been a fan of that. If they did it real, like an actual legitimate random roulette system, instead of it being rigged, imagine if you had every match up there type that they could actually do. So Hell in a Cell would be difficult, but they could have cage matches and all these different rule types, excuse me, and different opponents. It would be fantastic. So get some mute. If they actually could spin the wheel and random opponents and random matches for one night, that would be fun. Like, make it legitimately randomized. But there's so many different options they have, and they just refuse to adapt or try. A lot of the wrestlers that were released are trying to have no.
You become a
cause and get out early. They're not.
Hi Joe, it's been 2 years since I lost my dad.
Oh man, sorry to hear about your dad, Caveman Austin. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
This will be 2 years since my dad was gone too. So
2 years since Jake's. That's crazy, man. August. I'm sorry about that. My dad's been dead since almost 29 years. So
yeah, it's almost 30 years now. Wow.
Now, chat, Caveman Austin, rest in peace to your dad, brother. Guys, I am going over on Twitch right now, so follow that link if you guys want to. I just spammed it.
There, but all these fighters and wrestlers that want to go ahead and have these non-competes, basically relinquished. WWE is not agreeing to all, but Andrade got special treatment, and apparently Aleister Black might be on his way back. We don't know that for sure.
Triple H wants him back too, probably.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Back with the NXT, we've heard you have to have an ambulance match on the wheel, of course, Jimmy. But just little things, and apparently Brett never went back to AEW because he knew that it was a last minute thing and he was going to get heat with Vince. So now he won't do it again because he worries Natalya will get punished for it.
Oh,
right now Natalya is the women's tag champ, and he doesn't want her to be punished for him doing anything with AEW.
That's a good point on his part. That's a good point.
And they're gonna, they used to tape Dark before Dynamite. They're gonna change that. Now they're gonna tape Elevation before Dynamite. So it's going to be a shorter Elevation, and then they may add matches that'll explain where they add them from, Tony Khan said to PW Insider. But he said he's going to have a venue for use to tape Dark and other content. So they're going to have an own specific venue just to tape Dark at.
Okay.
So that'll be like their practice center, basically, for Dark. So it won't be in front of fans now, so that's kind of interesting. WWE is apparently changing their sets too. So when they go back out on the road, they're saying that we're going forward, we're not looking back, and apparently they're working on all new sets. So you're supposed to see augmented reality and other things interfaced into it, and you're even supposed to see some holograms from the light display, I guess, in person that they're working on.
Wow.
I don't know if the tech will be ready, they said, in time for their street date for their next tour. But they're hoping it is. But I guess that how sometimes you see like the big dog actually floating in the sky above Roman.
Yeah.
You don't see that live. Well, they were trying to work on certain holograms where you could see certain things, like stars above Randy, and so that would be really interesting if they could pull that off.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they could integrate things nicely. I think they could do it. But that's about it, man. I think we got it. I mean, is there anything else that you see that you want to talk about?
That was it. We talked about Aleister Black and our former Raw Roulette, and
I'm staying up, guys, to hang out on Twitch and here for a few more minutes. So hang out with me if you want. I'm going to be playing some Diablo PTR.
I will say this. A bunch of people were hitting me up earlier today on Twitter and yesterday saying, hey, look at this. AEW's teasing these belts. Are these going to be women's tag titles? Is this going to be a women's mid card? Is it going to be the trio tag titles? Nyla Rose kept saying, women's tag titles. So everybody was, commenting, not knowing. And all it was a pre-sale announcement for June 23rd for the AEW replica title belt for their world championship.
Oh, wow. That's fucking hilarious. And
showing like a small picture of the belt. Excuse me. And everyone was going nuts about it. So they overhyped people again. They should have just had this announcement. Everybody thought a new title was coming to the program. So
that's funny.
I wish they would.
The marks worked themselves up again.
They teased the marks. So
yeah, I know.
So that's the thing. Like if they literally just said we're putting out a replica title, and everyone was like, "See, this means we're getting women's titles, tag titles." Then I'd be like, "Oh, you guys are idiots!" But they literally post on Twitter a zoomed-in picture of a title belt with all this like anticipation about it. They do it to the fans, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, Nyla Rose is even tweeting about it, saying, wishful thinking for, and then AEW takes that tweet down.
That's so
they
funny.
Took down the tweet. And,
well,
it's like,
I'm surprised that they don't think ahead, but I mean, it does show that they went, oops, but I'm surprised that they also don't notice, like, hey, we got to be careful with this. It's going to lead to this, that, and the other thing. Like, you almost have to have a department that knows, like, what are the fans going to run away with this? Oh, and I think these
guys are pretty internet savvy. That's why I'm surprised some of them, well, the Young Bucks don't know shit about Twitter. They're just updating their bio, and I'm watching this game stuff like Darby Allin on console here. Kenny Omega drops a sneak peek of Darby Allin in there, and he looks incredible, like very lifelike. But they're going to use that game engine from No Mercy. Then I'm really excited for this. It looks like a hell of a fun game.
That's pretty crazy that they're able to get that too.
Yeah,
because that was so fun.
Like a modern No Mercy, and that was that WrestleMania 2000. WCW, NWO, like all those 64 games with Ukes and Jack Specific and all that shit. I loved those so much. That was my childhood in a nutshell with a 64.
Yeah, that game.
Are $700 for the pre-order.
What?
Wow,
that's like the Undertaker deal.
Yeah, but it's just the AEW World Championship. I shouldn't say just. I mean, it's a beautiful belt. No,
yeah,
I would love to have it.
I mean,
but it's very expensive.
I mean, you got to protect it, right? I mean,
no doubt. But it's just it is amusing that they took down the preview, though, of the zoomed in photo of the belt. They knew they were getting, some bad press about that. So,
well, good call on their part. At least they changed it. They were like, "Oh shit, we fucked up." Wow, the chat's alive
I
on
didn't
Twitch.
mention what Keith Lee said on Twitter before. I was going to mention that earlier.
All
he said, reach, push, grind, with a photo of him in NXT. But he's put up pictures like this before. A few weeks back, he put up a picture of him in front of the War Games cell when he ripped the door off. You know, and then he put up another photo not that long ago about Keith's gym, so, and then he had another one. He's like, hey, you, worry not. We're just getting started, back in April, with a photo of him when he came up to the main roster. So we've seen this stuff before. He's posted, something semi-optimistic, and then he posts a photo with it.
Right.
So this is nothing new. It's not like I don't view this as him being like, oh, I'm going back to wrestling. All he said was reach, push, grind with a photo of him. I don't think that constitutes as him saying he's coming back to wrestling. I think that's just him being, in the fans' minds.
And our theory originally was that, like, oh, this guy's got some kind of sickness that we don't know about or that he's waiting to hear about. That's what we thought. We didn't know what it was. We still don't know what the hell it is. And whenever something comes up like this, it's always is something. Something's up, but what is it? It's driving me nuts about, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out soon. And yeah, I'm just gonna be playing Diablo, testing the PTR, playing around with the new items for anybody that cares. Or I'll just be chilling here. I'll answer any questions you have, talk about whatever you want.
There you go.
Jake's gonna go to bed because he's been just tortured all day by this sick shit. He's a trooper for being here. You don't even know. Every time you hear him hiccuping and making that weird gesture, that's him trying not to throw up on the show.
Basically, I keep muting myself. I have thrown up once over here, but
yeah, so that's what this guy does, man. So give Jake love, man, on Twitter or something.
It's gonna be a busy weekend, and we will see you Saturday night for Monetize This. Then Sunday we have Hell in a Cell on Father's Day.
Hilarious.
So we just know that if we're gonna get hired anywhere, Joe, we got to get into AEW, so we don't have to have any drug tests. Okay,
that's a good point. I'm down with that. I can do it. I'm going to be heavily stimulated on Prozac soon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to. Dude, I'd probably like go on a massacre. I'd be afraid to do that. Come on over to Twitch, guys. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. Come over. See if we can make this shit bounce. See if we can make Twitch hit 100 viewers or something, or 50 viewers. I'll take 50 viewers at this point. Although the other night I went live randomly on Twitch and I had 50 viewers. 60. It was really cool the other night. It was amazing. So we're going to be getting off YouTube in a few minutes. Thanks to Jake. Keep it wet, baby, and catch some sleepies. And here's the link to my Twitch. Thank you to Jake. It's now Evil Spectrum. Yeah, some people, it's not Joe Cronin anymore. It's Evil Spectrum. Dude, all my friends who are gamers and, like, people from the Diablo groups and stuff, now they're so confused because they're like, I thought you were Joe Cronin. They don't know I'm Evil Spectrum. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I just figured. And they were like, oh, fuck, you shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
The one little secret I'll tell viewers that, like, anytime you dual stream and stuff, it is pretty cool that Twitch, the Purple Place has that less of a delay.
Right,
so
exactly.
We're only behind 3 seconds on Twitch, as where YouTube, you're behind almost 35.
Well, I look better on Twitch anyway.
Well, the bit rate is usually a bit higher with their throughput. So
yeah, and
they won't let people broadcast in full HD, funny enough. A lot of people want to do even 1080p. They won't allow. Never mind 4K or anything.
Really, I see some people's streams that looks amazing, and I'm like, wow,
yeah,
that looks great.
But they usually don't let people, because you can view it as a viewer in a higher resolution, but usually they only let broadcasters go to 720p unless you're a certain person.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and much love,
crazy.
chat. You guys are badass. Thank you to everybody that is here and hanging out on both sides, both the Purple Place and the Tube.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. Thanks for going over there. Come hang out with me for a little bit here tonight. I might get up in a few minutes to grab a drink, but we're gonna hang out for a few. I'm testing these new items in Diablo. I can't wait to see them. I'm so excited about it.
It's team stuff. That sounds like it's gonna be pretty
part
awesome.
of me, Jake, I don't like the PTRs a lot because it like spoils it kind of. Like that's the one thing that like, I'll be a little spoiled. But I do, but at the same time, it's like every season I know exactly what's going to happen, so that I feel like the new thing is kind of spoiled a little bit. But I also feel like, well, it's still going to be a new season, and I still don't know what's going to happen in it. So I don't know, man. But to see this blue beam come down is so weird.
That's going to be cool.
Because, yeah, used to I remember when they added primals, and I saw that red beam, and I got excited. Look at this.
Red beam.
Boom.
Nice.
Oh, look, a fucking teal beam. I'm excited.
That is cool. And the fact that they glow like that, like, that's a really cool animation.
And here's the thing that I'm interested in right now is I'm about to open these up.
And they glow teal as well, you said?
Dude, they glow. They just glow teal. They look teal. They glow teal. And like this is my first time seeing this item. This thing's fucking loaded with shit. It's got cold damage.
Look at all those stats.
What the fuck, dude? Multi-shot attacks 50% faster, and its damage is increased by 172%. Gain numbing trap as a passive. That's fucking crazy if you find that early on in a season. That's fucking crazy. Now, I don't know what it means, though, when you find all your set items and all the pieces that you need for your set. Because then why would
you can use that. It's for a demon hunter. Okay.
Yeah, like I could use that if I was, but why would I? But I guess I can't use it till I'm level 70. But also, I wouldn't use it once I find my perfect set. So does this become just waste?
Well, I guess you could mess around with it at that point. Like, maybe you can enchant it somehow, and that would allow you to.
Well, no, wait a minute. I guess it can take the place of the Yang's recurve if you were a.
Okay, because it's two-handed, so.
Well, I mean, like it could, instead of having a Yang's, because multi-shot would attack. Wait a minute. Let me pull out a Yang's. I'm a dork right now. I don't know, man. I haven't looked up anybody's videos on this. I don't know a thing about it. So
I don't know the stats of my heart anymore.
Okay, so here's the thing. So basically, this takes the place of a Yang's recurve. Because look, the top weapon for my character is a Yang. It's not a Yang's recurve. I want to play the Gears of Dreadland, so this isn't even the one I want to play. But let's say I was playing a Unhallowed Essence. Okay, multi-shot attacks 50% faster and damage is increased 164. Well, this is multi-shot attacks 50% faster, which is the same, and increased. And wait a minute, and its damage is increased 172. So this is better than the Yang's that's here. But on top of this gets a gain the numbing traps passive. So on top of it, it gains that passive. But also on top of that, look at all the other things that it has, like damage to all Demon Hunter skills, 150% damage to all Demon Hunter skills. What is plus 150%? So yeah, this is way better. So that blows away the Yang's. Holy shit. And then it's got like damage per... Whoa! +1 to maximum damage per Paragon level up to 800. Holy shit! What the fuck?
Really?
What the fuck, dude? Oh my god! Like, look at a Yang's.
So you would get 800 to maximum damage if you were up that high with Paragon. That's nuts.
Oh, I gotta send this to Leah. Holy
Paragon
shit!
Now?
Well, my Paragon currently this season is 900.
So you would get the 800 bonus, yeah.
Yeah, so like, but normally I hit 1,200 by the end of the season or 1,500 by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I haven't been playing this season because I got those other jobs, so I really haven't been playing. But now I'm playing again because I left that third place. But what's up, chat? We're going over to Twitch. If you guys want to come on over, come on over.
What's going on, J Swiss?
Guys,
you is in the chat. Pico, Evo General. Look at all these badasses.
Classic
over
people.
On Twitch. Ryan the Heel.
What up? How many people on Twitch we got? Let's see.
36 right now, I believe.
36 guys. Come on over to Twitch right now, guys. Come party, come hang out, come chill. Come ask me questions about wrestling, life, the world, the game, whatever you want to talk about. Let's do it on Twitch, unfiltered. I'll say anything, but we're out of here as far as YouTube goes. Thank you guys for being part of Out of Nowhere. See you Friday night for the AEW SmackDown reviews live. Plus Corrupted, episode 200 is coming up for Corrupted, and I'm not sure if we're doing it tomorrow or Sunday. But also, Saturday nights, monetize this. The belt's on the line. You know the deal. All right, we're out of here on YouTube. Come over to Twitch. Twitch.tv/EvilSpectrum3. See you guys there.
Come.
Coming in my pants. Come. That was weird.
Solo said, where's the predictions? We did them.
We did
Rewind
them.
the video.
We already did the predictions. We did 3 hours of other stuff.